go. Music's probably a little loud, so fixing that. There we go. All right, man. How's everybody doing? Me. Didn't have that open yet. And there we go. All good. All good. Hope everybody had a great first round of holiday time. We got our final one for the season coming up real soon. What's up, Cole? What do you mean there's already a trailer for a live action How to Train Your Dragon? What, do we have a trailer, or are we talking about the teaser that came out a while back that I finally saw in the theater? Let's try that. Still just the teaser trailer, it looks like. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of wild. We'll see. What's up, D. Cole? How are you? Janie, how are you? I'm doing good. Tired. I took a little 2-hour nap before this stream. Since then, prior to that, I was up since midnight last night. Can't wait for 2025. What is your favorite movie or show of reactions you did throughout the year of 2024? Me, Chupra Kadupra reaction. I don't know which reaction you did. Like reaction series that I did in 2025 that I would say, like for show, I would have to say the favorite one, my favorite one to react to is either Helluva Boss or Vox Machina. It definitely comes down to either one of those two. And then for film, and I hope I can get this to post, but I'm still struggling with the copyright, is The Wild Robot, I would say. What's up, D. Cole? My mom was going to come home at 4, so I may be helping her, but I can't stay for too long. For the live stream, just want to let you know that's all. All good. You gotta put your family first. Totally understand. Good evening, Nami. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, my sir. Have you watched all the episodes of Season 2 of Squid Game, or can we only talk about the episodes up to 4? Up to 4. That is it. That's kind of why I activated the subs-only thing, is just because if anybody wants to be a little cute, they at least need to sub to try to ruin anything. Let's do this. I'm just going to say no Squid Game talk. That's why I was up all night. I was working on that last video, the one that came up today. Also, the creator said season 3 will be out somewhere between summer and autumn. Yeah, they did say. All I saw was that it would be next year. So it's not going to be like another 3-year wait or anything like that. That it's coming out real soon. Not real soon, but relatively soon compared to the last one. The last gap. Anywhere from 6 months, potentially nearly another year wait. That's a big difference. Very big difference. What's up, Radical? Salutations, JC. What's up, Elizabeth? How's you doing? How does the giveaway work, and how to enter and to claim it when people win, and so on? As I mentioned in the video, I mean, you just go to Instagram, you find the post for the announcement to the reaction. So when I'm like, hey, check out this thing, and it's the thumbnail. I saw some people commenting on my reels, which is not the same thing. And yeah, you just put the hashtag there, and then I randomly select, and then I'll reach out to you on Instagram and get your address, and from there, we figure it out from there. I turned on sub-only mode. How dare you stop me from being a freeloader, sir? Sean, are you admitting to not being subscribed? And you're here almost every weekend. Happy New Year as well. Over the Helluva Moon. Never been better. Yes, indeed. Yeah, this one thing, too, was we were definitely over the Helluva Moon. We reached that chasm, crossed that bridge. Season 2 of that is officially over, man. It's wild. What's up, Dirty Artist? Secret Wars 2015 for Christmas. Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Hope you had a lovely Christmas for those who celebrate. I had like about 2 hours I spent with the family, and then outside of that, I've been editing and recording shit almost non-stop this week, it feels like. Once, I should be back on a normal schedule, I think, after Wednesday this week. What's up, Jazzy? How's your weekend going? It's, probably the zaniest my sleep schedule has been in a minute. Thank you, Squid Game. Every time I get the Superman trailer as an ad, I always let it play and then leave the room forgetting the video I was wanting to watch. Nice. What's up, everybody? What's your thoughts on Squid Game Season 2? I've been enjoying it so far, and I'm almost done with it. So far, man, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a great natural progression from where we left off. You know, obviously, I'm only on episode 4, the episode that I just posted earlier this afternoon. So I don't know what twists and turns are around the corner, but I think it's a lot of fun. You know, we just started hitting the stride for the, where the chaos truly begins. So I don't know, man. It's only 3 episodes from this point, so that's a lot of chicanery to pack into 3 episodes, because by this point we would have had 5 episodes in the original season, because it was, what, 9 episodes? This one's 7. Though every one of these episodes is longer, some significantly so. So I guess maybe, who knows? You can do the math. Maybe the runtime equals out roughly close to the same. Did anyone watch that new Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer? I did. I am not going to react to that, because I still don't care. Still do not care. The animation does not look good to me. And as much as I love Spider-Man, I'm not vibing with it, and especially the humor that they showed off in the trailer. So Rice Cake. Just saw the trailer for premiering January 29th. Will I be watching? Looks interesting. Probably not. Right now, probably not. But who knows? If the word of mouth around it is really solid, I might join in, but I might join in on it a little bit late, if that is the case. But the animation looks a little janky. I'm not a fan of anything I've seen for the show just yet. But that's been true since it was announced. Too relaxed. I just want Hazbin Hotel Season 2 and more Helluva Boss. Yeah, I don't know which we're going to get first at this point, the way they've been talking about everything. We know Hazbin Hotel is about a year away, because I'm pretty sure someone said that we're a year out from getting Season 2. As far as however long it's going to take for Helluva Boss to kick into gear, who knows with that either. But we're supposed to still be getting shorts. I don't know if that's going to be soon, like immediately filling in every month like they had been, or if we're going to have some empty months. What's up, Christian? Will there be a Sonic 3 spoilers? I haven't seen it yet. I mean, if somebody brings it up, there's currently not a barring for Sonic spoilers, considering that came out, what, last weekend? So, if it comes up, it comes up. But I'm not going to be actively talking about it, so, unless somebody brings it up. But we are currently not barring Sonic spoilers. So, be warned. Watch the first 3 episodes of Arcane Season 1. Nice. A little late to the game, but finally. Hell yeah. How's my holidays been so far? Fucking busy. Busy, busy, busy. I've not allowed myself any breaks that I promised myself I was going to try to do. because it just did not work out that way. With all these shows just stacking up this week. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you, Disney. Thank you, WB. Still need to watch Sonic 3. Get to it! We let this stupid Lion King movie outpace us. Which games have you seen so far in Squid Game Season 2? I mean, up as far as I've gotten. Like I said, Episode 4. Haven't seen anything past that. Holy shit, I didn't know Omni was Superboy. In all seriousness, I hope you're having a good day today. And as always, it's a joy watching your videos. Well, thank you, Big Chill. Thank you, thank you. Happy holidays. Always root for you, man. Love the reactions. Thank you, Magic Crew. I really, really appreciate that. What does Santa bring you? Santa didn't bring me anything, but Santa did bring the cats a brand new massive cat tree and some of those little like little running tunnels. So the cats got more. Well, I don't think we got anything. No, we got a soda stream, but mostly the cats. We asked. Well, the only thing we asked for was like more cat shit. Could we see the Watchers return in Doomsday or Secret Wars? I want to see more Uatu. I don't know, man. I saw a lot of people talking about there might be like a rumored Exiles show that's around the corner, and that's why this is ending. This is ending, but it's going to pick up following the Exiles, because apparently that lineup at the end, or something along those lines, something similar in the comics, is called the Exiles. I don't know. That's not anything I've ever heard of, but that's something I've seen floating around, and maybe we might piggyback off of that. At some point in the future, maybe. Fuck if I know. Watching Avengers Infinity War on TV. Hell yeah, man. So many things happen in those One Piece episodes. The reveal of Blackbeard, Whitebeard, and the extremely satisfying punch that Luffy gave Bellamy. Very fucking true. That one episode had so much packed into it, man. Also, the revelation that Shanks is also one of the warlords. And again, I don't remember if that was ever specified prior, but that's a wild thing to figure out. I was joking, I'm subbed up. Otherwise, I would have to wait 10 minutes to come back to you. Very true. Very true. I didn't think about that. To read a comment with how much we typed. Very, very true. Damn, I wanted to talk about Squid Game so badly, but I suppose I'll be good and not talk about any of the episodes so far. All I'll say is there's a couple more shocks in store. I would hope so. I would hope we didn't have all the shocks out of the way. That would be disappointing. Stolas crashing out in Sinsmas is definitely a top 10 moment for me. 100%, man. 100%. But I can't wait to see what happens in Season 3 with these guys, man. Did Creature Commandos low-key get you interested in the Clayface DCU film coming in 2026? No. I mean, there was nothing to do about that. I mean, it's Clayface. I know Clayface. I've seen many iterations of Clayface. And this was just, I mean, we didn't really get a lot. The best thing about it was that, you know, he was the classic iteration, classic powers. When I say classic, I mean the more modernized version, the one people really know. But like, and then that little Xbox gag. I mean, that didn't really do enough to really titillate my excitement for the show, for that film, other than knowing that they're going to be doing this Clayface. And the main thing that's got me excited for the movie is the fact that Mike Flanagan's writing the script and directing it. So that's automatically a win. Let's see. I can't believe What If is over. I'm going to miss it, but I hope we see Birdie or Howard the Duck in live action. Oh, we see. That would be cool, especially if we build into Secret Wars, if we could do something along those lines. Though again, I don't really know what Howard can actually contribute outside of being a little Easter egg. Let's see. Did you see that someone was mad about Superman because he was played as an ad for her daughter, and that DC must be desperate when all the trailers are ads? Yeah, I saw that bullshit floating around, and that was one of the dumbest things I've read in a minute. It's just the same people trying to fucking piss, moan, and cry about the fact that they're their Superman is not getting anything at this point. It's like just the anyway, whatever. It's so annoying, man. I'm behind. Does one watch Hazbin Hotel before or after Helluva Boss? Technically, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they have so little crossover. You could do either. They don't really... There's zero impact. Though, I would say it would help to have watched Hazbin Hotel first. Especially because if you get to the Mastermind episode, there's... Oh, I mean, actually, there's some Easter eggs. For sure. Sprinkled throughout, especially in season 1. There's some like nods and allusions, but no direct references until episodes 11 of season 2, and it's just a like little blink and you'll miss it acknowledgement of a character from Hazbin Hotel. So I would recommend Hazbin Hotel, but you honestly don't really need to watch it first. You could do either or. Currently. Hope Squid Game Season 3 is 9 episodes. I hope it's just as long as they need it to be to tell the story. What's up, the dog? How are you doing? I don't know why, I just have fun saying your name like that, man. How do you feel about the Batman 2 being delayed? It is a little odd, because initially, there's just been some weird back and forths about it, because they've been saying now the script isn't cracked, even though like a while back, they said it was. So I don't know what's going on with that. And then on top of that, we just got confirmation from Andy Muschietti that the Batman Brave and the Bold might also be getting pushed back. So, or postponed, or whatever he said. And he might be doing a film before that now too. So, something Batman related is going on, I think. Otherwise, I don't know. A little odd. Let's see. I've seen all of your Helluva Boss videos and all of your Hazbin videos. Well, hell yeah, Kit Kat. I appreciate that. Two of my favorite things I've reacted to this year, man. I liked What If. I enjoyed it. It was never my go-to hell yeah. It was definitely hit or miss with the episodes. There were some bangers. There was a lot of mid episodes, though. Helluva Boss looks like to still be in VA production from Brandon's Instagram stories, so we'll probably see Hazbin Season 2 before. See, that's the thing about Helluva Boss, though, is that they do them I know they work ahead and they do certain things, but they're always working on the episodes, even up until the week, and sometimes the day of the release. So with Helluva Boss, it's almost kind of a different kind of beast. They could be still recording stuff for things that aren't out yet, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how they do it, but it does seem like mildly chaotic, much like the show itself. Started watching your channel through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reactions. You become my favorite reactor. I don't know why I said favorite reactor. God damn it. Favorite reactor ever since then. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reactions and sticking it out. Hope you've branched out to other things, but I appreciate the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. love all the same. As always, Jake from State Farm. When Sonic said Cowabunga, I cried. You haven't even seen it, man. You literally early said you hadn't even seen it. I think he is because they're like, no Sonic spoilers, please. So you're just being funny. I feel like Hunger Games is child's play compared to Squid Game. Well, it is child's play because they're all children. I mean, technically, it is. I would feel safer in Hunger Games than Squid Games. I don't know. Like, at least there's the illusion that in Squid Game that you can potentially maybe have more than one winner. Even though the reality, at least last season, was that was not true. The game was literally designed, no matter what they did, to result in a singular winner. And Hunger Games is the same. Like, even when it came down to it, except for like the "oh, we refuse to kill one another" thing moment from Hunger Games 1, where they chose to disobey the rules and there were 0 consequences. So I guess that's the thing. They did do that, like make that big old public statement that caused a whole ruckus, caused them to change the rules, I think, for the next round. Squid Game would have just killed the other person, or both of them for that matter. It's like, all right, we don't have to have a winner. So I don't know, man. And do you think you'd be able to win any of the games shown in Squid Game? I would be dead. Red light, green light, I think is extremely doable. The thing is, you know, in a realistic situation, people are dying around you, and you gotta keep it going. But if you have that expectation in your head, I think I could tough it out and then freak out about it after the fact. I don't know. I think that's as far as it goes, that's the only one I'm very confident I could win. A lot of the other ones, especially in season 1, a lot of the other ones, I don't know, man. Don't know. Yeah, I don't. So far though, this, sure, and I do not think I could do the fucking the 5 marble. They're not marbles. I don't know what they are. Gongi, that one where you gotta flip it, like throw up the 5 things, catch them all at the same time, then do the like flip and catch a thing, whatever. Don't think I could do any of that. Half of that shit I don't think I could do. Like on this last episode. But yeah, I don't know. So far, the red light, green light's probably the only thing I could probably survive. I would watch Sonic 3, but I haven't seen Sonic 2 yet. Love Sonic 1 though. Well, you need to get on it. Let's see. Funny how cats always get more toys than adults at Christmas. My house too. I got squat. Very true. Let's see. What's up, Lynn? We had a nice holiday, and the kitties are all good. Rewatched Squid Game Season 1 after finishing Season 2. Just got done watching the Marbles game, and I'm on the verge of tears, man. Damn. Really putting yourself through the ringer here, aren't you? If you had a choice, would you take the oath to be a watcher? I don't know, man. I mean, you do get the unlimited cosmic powers, but it also comes with, obviously, the exhalation of yourself from everything else, so probably not. I don't know if I would want to, like, resign myself to that. What's up, Antonio? Love your videos. Watch them all the time. Whenever I need a good laugh or a smile, I watch your videos and hope you're having a great day. Well, thank you, Antonio. I really, really appreciate that. I'm glad I can bring a little bit of joy to everybody's day here and there. If you're walking past a bush and a stick came out and poked you, what would you do? Probably keep walking or kick the bush. Shanks isn't a warlord. He's an emperor, like Whitebeard. What's the difference? They haven't talked about emperors at all in the show. So is this a spoiler? Dirty. Are you being dirty? Being rude? What's up, Colin? I was wondering, have you ever heard of a musical called Epic? It's been coming up a lot here recently, apparently. Somebody brought it up last stream, too. I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it is. It's about Odysseus' journey home. I feel like it'd be a good, either good content or just good old music to enjoy. Okay, so it's just the Odyssey? In musical format? Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I've heard people keep mentioning Epic the Musical over and over and over again these last, honestly, 2 weeks, I'd say. I've heard of it more than I've ever heard of it. Is this new? Is it recent? Or are people just finally talking about it? It was cool to see Coulson in What If. How cool would it have been if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had a What If episode? It would be cool, but it would be Feige admitting that he gives a shit about that universe. I'll be good and not spoil Squid Game on me because I love you to go into the shows as blind as possible with your reactions because it's more entertaining. I appreciate that. What's up, Jay Outlaw? It's so sad to see Stola start crying because of his daughter. Yeah, it really is, man. That whole situation is so heartbreaking. At this point with Batman Part 2 delayed a whole year, I won't remember the first film or Penguin, and will need to rewatch or watch a recap of them. I don't think I would need either one of those. You know, Penguins was pretty straightforward. There wasn't really a lot to remember by the end of it. Same with Batman. I mean, I have that. I think I have those unlocked, so I think I'll be fine. I mean, who knows? We'll see how it goes. What do you think of the Bat? Okay, we already been talking about that. Last of Us Season 2 being 7 episodes is a bummer. Waiting 2 years for 7 episodes feels weird, but I'll watch regardless. I don't understand that mindset, man. These are high budget, high fidelity projects. And we also don't know how long these episodes are, and we also know it's being filmed back to back with Season 3, or that they're doing subsequent seasons. So as long as it ends where it needs to story-wise, I don't really give a shit. I've always said that myself. A story, the episodes, I don't care. It just needs to be as long as it needs to be. You know, tell the story you're trying to tell. Just like books, chapters are not always, you know, multiple pages. Sometimes a chapter can be 3 pages. Sometimes a chapter can be like 30. Just however long that section needs to be to get its point across. What would you do if you were at a party, someone touched your back and turned around, there was no one there? I'd probably just think I'm having I don't know. I'd just probably ignore it. Be like, huh, that's weird. Let's see. I don't watch the show, but I wanted to know this. Why haven't you put the episode titles and Skeleton Crew in my videos? Because some of them are too long to put in the title card, so I didn't want to have some and not have others, so I just opted to leave them out. Like, some of them are stupid long. Like, hold on. What was, where are they? The first episode is This Could Be a Real Adventure, then Way Out Past the Barrier. Very interesting as an astrogation problem was episode 3. Can't say I remember no Atten, and you have a lot to learn about pirates. So with all the other stuff that I typically have in there, I don't have enough character space to include most of those. So that's the main reason. I'd prefer other DC films and take a break from the Batman, which is what is happening. So far, who are you most enjoying in Owl House? I'll forever love Willow. King, Ida, Hootie. I'm kind of like, I don't know. The kids aren't like, they're the fun part, sure, but like, I don't know. Amity, I think she's finally kind of getting onto that list. I do love Willow though. But like my favorite characters are Ida, King, and Hootie is just a hoot. But Amity is definitely climbing that list currently. I hope Reflect's back isn't broken. I hope he's just alive. How excited are you for Ironheart and Marvel Zombies? Marvel Zombies, not really much at all. Ironheart, also not much at all. The only thing about Ironheart I'm really interested in is the hood. Because quite clearly, that show, which has been finished filming like 2 years ago, it's been ready to go for at least over a year. And I think quite clearly it was supposed to have come out before this season of What If. And for whatever reason, they've been deciding to hold it back for I don't know why. Marvel Zombies, like it's only going to be like 4 episodes, so I don't know. I don't wildly care for the Marvel Zombies idea. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not like hyped for it. It'll be interesting. It'll be a nice change of pace, I guess. Hats off for TOP for playing a character like Thanos, especially since with what he went through IRL with the drug use. It was nice to finally see him, though, after years of no activity. See, once I found out about that, I did think that was kind of interesting, because considering he almost pretty much lost his career because of substances. And he's playing a character in here that has a substance problem, who is also, in the same line of work as him. But the fact that he got work is like evidence, because people were telling me that after all that happened, he had not really, this is like his first project back in the public sphere, which is interesting. And someone was saying that he got in trouble for stuff he needed medically. It wasn't even like, I don't know. I don't know the situation, but I've just been reading some comments here and there, and I thought that was kind of surprising bits of information about it, about him. I know everyone requests you to react Digital Circus, but you know what else I hope you react to? Lackadaisy. I've heard that come up a time or two, not nearly as much, obviously, but I don't really know anything about it. But I might look into it. Who knows? What's my favorite Batman suit? I think just like the Batman the Animated Series suit's probably one of my favorites, or the one from the Batman from the DC AMU. Also really like. Or if we're talking live action, my favorite live action Batman suit is the Ben Affleck suit. In Hunger Games, there's no time limit. One of the Hunger Games went for 3 months, while Squid Game is only 6 days. That's true, but you also do have to forage and fend for yourself during that time. At least you have a bed, a heater, and a place to stay. Eventually, somebody's going to kill you in Hunger Games, and you may just be starving or eating raw meat from a deer you just killed, or who knows what. You have to You have to rely on sponsors to send you anything good. I don't know. It's a weird thing to compare the two, because at the end of the day, they are a battle royale, both of them. I loved your Umbrella Academy reactions. Hell yeah. I'm glad, considering I was a little harsh on season 3, I think. 3? 4. Whatever the last one was. Umbrella. Was it 4 or 3? 4. Sorry, 4. Season 4. Really like your Helluva Boss Squid Game reactions. Well, thank you. Ellery Yasha? Ali or Yaisha? Sorry about that. Hope I said that right, or at least close enough to correct. Hope you have a great New Year's Eve and day. Are you leaving, Radical? I hope the same right back at you if that's the case. Whoa, 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 what's up? What the hell, Michelle? Let's go, what's up? I like that Owl House episode. Seeing inside Willow's head was cool, and Hootie being Hootie is always a treat. Yes, it is. It's also a bunch of evil Hooties in well, I don't know if we would call our Hootie good. But there's some Hootie-like entities in these last couple of episodes of Bleach, which was fucking wild. Lackadaisy fits like a glove as a 1920s history buff, and their animation is so fascinating to just see as much as Hazbin and Helluva combined. I'll have to look into it. I don't know. I don't have no clue what it is. I've just heard about it. Do you think you would be able to cut out the umbrella shape correctly without dying? Dude, I would have broke that stem just like half the people that got stuck with the umbrella did. Started watching with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I've watched many other series because you started reacting to them. Hell yeah. See, that's something too, like, people think about, just always think about reactions as cannibalizing stuff like that when it's free advertising for stuff. Like, I see people all the time who didn't watch a show that I'm watching but saw me react to it and talk about it and then start it and get into it. Like, I've got more people into these shows than I have ever detracted views, I feel like. And I think that's true of all of us for the most part. I'm really loving Squid Game Season 2 and your commentary on it. Thank you, thank you. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to remember too, especially when it's there's like a culture difference at times too, trying to juggle these things and not fuck up. But I feel like I do a pretty good job at keeping, keeping my head in the game and keeping track of everything that's going on. It's just like when you get a new cast like this, like it's hard. Like I didn't put 2 and 2 together like until this episode about one of the characters we had saw on a previous episode, because I just didn't recognize them. Like, it's just like I gotta get used to that shit, man. That's the hard part. Merry Xmas and Happy New Year's on me. Right back at you, Westerosi Gamer. Being a watcher can be very lonely. Yes, and now, though, at least he's got some friends to hang out with. Do you think those watcher robes are comfy? I would have to imagine they are pretty airy. I bet those things breathe like a motherfucker. Birthday is in 2 weeks. Well, hell yeah. Happy early birthday. I mean, we'll have a live stream between then anyway, so it'll be fun. We'll catch up on that. Don't spoil One Piece yet. Let Omni get crazy later. I could see what if characters being in Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. Either one of them, I could definitely see that happen. I don't know what pissed off character had it worse. Wolverine mouthing off to Deadpool, or Joy being called delusional, or Stolas getting missed calls from Via. Had it worse? In that moment, Wolverine, his life was already fucked up, and he just had a little bit of hope for a second, so all it did was reset him back to the fucked up in which he already was. So, I'm going to say Stolas had it worse, comparatively. To follow up on my last bit, Epic literally just finished Christmas Day. And yeah, it is a musical about the Odyssey, basically. Plus, it's got hella animatics online, so it's sort of like a movie, in my opinion. So is this like a... Wait, it's got animatics. What is it, then? Is it an animation? Is it even completed? Curious about that. Really glad I finished watching your Wild Robot reaction before it got taken down. Hope you can get it back. I hope you watch it again so that view is not forever lost to me. Because that happened for some people, man. I know like 1,600 people got to watch it before I had to shut it down. Or before it got shut down. So I have won an appeal. It was the first iteration of it, too. The one that was up was one that didn't get flagged at all when I first put it up, and it got flagged hours after it passed all the checks, which makes me think that some asshole at Universal manually claimed it. The first iteration that I put up immediately got flagged, and I appealed that immediately. So it's got 1 day left for them to make a judgment call on it. So either I'm just gonna post the original one that didn't have the extra cuts like the one that everybody temporarily saw. Because if I appeal anything else, it's just however long it takes them to get back to it, which is a maximum of 7 days, and I'd really like to post it before the end of the year. So I'm hoping that one clears tomorrow, and I hope they don't reject it. I mean, legally, this has happened. They have rejected shit in the past, even though they don't have a lot of legal ground to stand on, but we'll see. Well, that was Paramount. They're also assholes. I think they're like under the same umbrella as well. Anyway, we'll see. Sorry for the spoiler, jumped the gun a little. It's all good. It doesn't mean anything to me. Thankfully, it's not like, oh, this person died or anything like this, or blah, blah, blah is actually their baby daddy or something. I don't know. So that, I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me, and I don't have any context for it at the moment. At least S.H.I.E.L.D. got 7 seasons, even if Father Feige never gave Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. attention or milk. I would hope Father Feige didn't give Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. milk. What's up, Ginger? How am I doing? I'm doing good. Good. Running off of 2 hours of sleep at the moment. What's up, Elijah? Love your hair. That is all. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Any update on the reaction to the Wild Robot? Seen it a few times and cried on every viewing. I just gave one, so there you go. I haven't seen the trailer for the TV show Nautilus on Prime. No, but I've heard of it. But I've heard the name. I don't know what it's about, though. I've heard the name. Looks really interesting. I don't know anything about it, though. But going back to Lackadaisy, I think their characters are more than likable. especially with Michael Kovac voicing its main protagonist, like the voice acting legend he is. This is like, if you want a main character, I guess, they're just like, call him up on YouTube. He's going to be at Level Up Expo this time around, so him and some of the other Murder Drones people are actually going to be there alongside the Helluva Boss crew this time around, so that's interesting. Furio is so good. Fury's expression while he says it got me cackling. Crackling, actually. I don't know how to explain it, but the animations for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man looks like they tried to blend X-Men 97 Spectacular Spider-Man and tried to make it look 3D. Yeah, I mean, it's quite clearly 3D. I'm not going to take this gaslighting bullshit that they put out on, after the X-Men 97 thing, but yeah. This one 100% is. I don't care for it. I mean, even everything looks so flat, especially in the backgrounds too. I don't know. What's up, Lokestar? Lokester, how are you doing this fine Sunday? Good. Tired, but good. Hungry, but good. Good. Started to come around to shorter seasons, however. House of the Dragon Season 2 is the only shorter season in recent memory that was rushed to me personally. That, again, I'll give a little bit of a pass because that is expensive as all fuck. And I talked about this before. If you want longer seasons, you have to expect lesser quality. Because these people are not going to pay for more seasons, longer episodes, and keep the same fidelity. It'll look closer to something you would see on a daytime television show or sci-fi channel if you stretch any of these shows out. Because they are not going to inflate the budget. That's just not how it's going to work. Maybe old WB would have, because they were like, hey, Benioff and Weiss, we'll give you whatever you want, because this is our fucking main source of money right now. And they were like, nah, we're good, we're leaving. So, if it was that point in time and that WB, maybe it was their cash cow. They were willing to pay whatever was asked of it. But currently, we're not going to get that. That's why everything's like 7 and 8 episodes, 6 episodes for these things, is to equate for the budget, to try to maintain quality and not be a CW show, as a lot of people would call things that are clearly not, and even discount what CW was able to actually do with the budgets that they had, which are fractions of like I don't even know how, minuscule, microscopic compared to some of these other shows, man. Anyway. But yes, I mean, it naturally did feel a little bit rushed. Season 1 felt rushed. Poor Hootie never gets love. I hope eventually he does, but I feel like that's the gag. I agree that shows need to be as long as they need to be. Andor was perfectly paced, in my opinion. Agreed. Have I seen the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer? It looks like a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. I talked about that earlier, but I did watch it, and I'm currently not vibing with it. I think they have been reshooting Ironheart a lot for some reason in those 2 years. Have they though? I haven't heard of them doing any recent reshoots. But I also haven't been paying attention, to be fair. The Possum Kids and the Wild Robot always get me busting out laughing with the meningitis takes a while. The other kids saying spontaneous combustion. Yeah, dude, they cracked me up. Really hope we get your reaction back to the Wild Robot really soon. Hey, if you're on Patreon, you can watch the full length. Obviously, the footage isn't there, so it's not exactly the same. But yeah. I've never watched the US version of Ghost yet. US version of Ghost. I don't know what you're referring to. There's ghosts. Maybe that's what you meant. But I have never heard of it. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I really like the Batman Brave and the Bold suit and Batfleck suit. Nice. What's up, Romy? I've been watching you for long, but since you just talked about The Last of Us, how did you feel about the second game? If you've played it, and if not, what do you think will happen in Season 2? I have played it, and you can actually find my entire blind playthrough on the channel, because I streamed it originally whenever it came out, when I was still on Twitch. And I still do, I stream my games here now. I don't do Twitch. I haven't done Twitch in like, I don't know, a couple years at this point. All my gaming stuff still happens. I keep everything here right now. But my gaming's been on pause for a few months, and I'm hoping to resume my Rebirth playthrough in January. But I have played it. I even have a review for it, because I, at a point, had done gaming reviews for a little bit. But I liked it. I don't think it's as good as the first game by any stretch. It's a little messy in the pacing. It's a little fluffy. It's longer than it needed to be, and I think the way it was structured, my main complaints are, I think the way we get into the main conflict of the story feels out of character and forced as all hell. But after that, I feel like the game kind of has a strong footing, because I get what it's trying to do. I just think how we started the story feels a little clunky, and then from there, the pacing of the stories that they're juggling, I feel like was a little, it drained on the experience, because I felt like it took too long to bounce around. It's hard to talk about it because I know some people have not played the game and are going to be going into the show, so I'm trying to be very vague. However, I will say it's not 100% blind, because I, like a lot of people, had one of the major twists spoiled for me. And I wasn't one of those people that got, like, freaked out about it, though. I kind of expected it, to be fair. There's only one episode of Lackadaisy, so it'd be quick. How the hell did Clayface know Rick and Frankenstein was behind him? I don't know. That I really didn't know. I have no idea. My guess is that because, I mean, no, never mind. No, that was after the fact. I don't know. I really don't know. Lackadaisy is solid. How's your Christmas? It was fine. Spent most of it working on videos for the channel. Only had like 2 hours where we went to have dinner with the family, and then I came back home and went right back to work. Umbrella Academy Season 4 was not sauce. You are correct. Umbrella Season 4 felt super rushed. It was, like I said in my reactions, I think you could have fixed it up if you shortened it and cut out the stuff that didn't need to be there, or lengthened it to flesh out the stuff that didn't make sense at all, to let it actually breathe. So, yeah. Enjoyed your Cobra Kai reactions. Can't wait for Cobra Kai 6 Part 3. Likewise. I know we got a trailer out, but I have not and will not watch it. Just like with Season 2. Part 2. Didn't watch anything for that. So I am also staying away from all of that until February 13th. Well, I'll have it before that, so I'll be able to watch it before February 13th, so I don't have to avoid it for too long. I'm not sure when they're going to send that over, though. Here I stay until the end of the live stream. Just wanted to wish you a Happy New Year's. Well, fair enough, thank you. No sauce on my pizza, just cheese crust like a open grilled cheese. Okay. What's up, Chastity? I was just about to watch your What If finale, but saw you were live. Wanted to say happy holidays. Keep up the amazing work. Love all your stuff, and you're amazing and sweet. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And you are in for a treat. Well, I'm assuming if you were about to watch the video, you've already seen it, so you've already had the treat. But I don't know. I think it's a pretty good reaction. I think it was a pretty solid reaction. It's a insane episode, that's for sure. Any plans for New Year's? Watching any fireworks? Nah, I'm gonna be in the house, and I'm gonna be, again, working on videos. But I'll thankfully, New Year's Day, I'll be done with Squid Game. So I'll be all caught up in that. What If we're done with. So I think all I have to do Wednesday is edit One Piece. So, and sleep. So that's probably what I'm gonna be doing, is editing One Piece and sleeping. Who's my favorite character in Owl House? I kind of answered that earlier, or at least listed a couple. Probably Ida, I think, right now. Ida or King, but I think it's Ida, man. One, she's just fucking fine. And also, hilarious. Like 8 to 10 episode seasons, but some can feel dragged out depending on the writing and the pacing of week to week. Yeah, every show is just kind of different, you know? I love reactions as a way to rewatch the show, kind of like with a friend, I guess. That's exactly what got me into it as well, like doing the same thing. I mean, before I started doing it, I was always watching reactions, and I primarily only watch reactions on YouTube. Still, to this day, it's mostly what I consume on YouTube is still reactions for that same reason. Because I love seeing people go through something I love, again, for the first time. That's one of my favorite things about making a new friendship or being in a relationship or something like that. Or at least the start of it is when you get to start sharing all these things with somebody and try to recapture your experience through their eyes, you know. It's magic. I haven't seen season 4 of Umbrella Academy, but I remember that it was announced when the COVID restrictions were going on. Still hope not felt rushed. Maybe it was because of the writers. Consciously of the fact that there was a 2-year gap between 2 and 3 being released and want to get season 4 as quickly as possible so people could see it. I don't know why they rushed it so. Oh, I remember why. It was because they were canceling it. So they gave them a shorter season. I think they had to even fight just to get those episodes. Because I remember it being announced that they were not going to move forward with anything after the fact, and then... So I don't know what it was. I think it was a multitude of things, and that may have played a part in it. But I think Netflix just wanted to finish the story, get it done, because they were done with the show. I think that's what it was. Your theories about Squid Games? I mean, I don't really have anything at the moment, other than everybody gonna die. I think it's gonna come down to a 1v1 between you-know-who and you-know-who. How do you feel about episode 4, Hazbin Hotel? Watch my reaction. I talk about how I feel about it. I mean, it's one of the most traumatic episodes of that season, if not the most traumatic episode of that season. It's just a really powerful episode. I love it. I love it. I mean, it's so good. But I know people that have gone through that kind of thing, so it does hit a little close to home. Not for me personally, myself, but I've had friends in similar situations. I don't know why I was a little disappointed in the last season of What If, but I seriously want a Thor Storm Funko. Come on, guys. We gotta let it catch on. Thorm! It's Thorm. You heard it here first, I hope. I mean, yeah. I mean, it didn't start off very strong. For what could have been a really promising episode, that Avengers mech thing was kind of lame. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it just felt like they didn't care at all. Like, for something like that could have been so dynamic and energized, like a lot of the episodes after were, it very much so wasn't. Not a huge fan of the Winter Soldier and Red Guardian episode either. Episode 2 I really liked. I really liked the Howard the Duck episode. The one with Riri was actually really fun. The Shang-Chi one was fine. And then the finale, the final 2 episodes were just fucking insanely awesome. What's up, Caleb? How are you? Do you feel that some shows unnecessarily pad out stories just to reach an episode count? In the 90s, shows were self-contained, which denied character development, but now some drag out stories, e.g. Titans. I think so. I think they want to keep you strung along, and sometimes they will try to drag certain storylines out to meet a quota. Because, like, Titans, for example, still did, like, the 8-episode kind of format kind of thing. But there wasn't a lot of story to really fill out a lot of that, and they didn't know what to do with half of their characters and that, and it's, yeah. It is what it is, man. Titans was a mess. But you also had like stuff like that where it was like the whole point was to have a different thing every week, but you'd have like an overarching thing, like The Flash, like X-Files, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like Star Trek, like stuff like that, where, you know, it's meant to be consumed on a day-to-day basis, almost, in a way, or like Friends or like sitcoms and stuff, where you can just kind of tune in and get the gist of where you are. You know, we don't really tell stories like that. Yeah, a lot of CW stuff was dragged out. But I think it works fine in the earlier seasons because they're not stretching themselves so thin. But like as The Flash as an example, they told a lot of The Flash's better stories right in the first 3 seasons. So once you kind of get into the back half, they just really have to try to figure out how to keep it all interesting as they're just making shit up. And they really failed to do that a lot of the time. Yeah, I don't know. It works in some cases and not so much in others, you know? Joy's rant wasn't as intimidating as Wolverine's rant. No. Yeah, it wasn't really meant to be. And, well, worse for the character, that doesn't make anything worse for Wolverine. He's just mad. It's a concept musical. Okay. Okay. Huh. Okay. I'll have to maybe look into it. We're conscious of the fact that there was a 2-year gap. Oh yeah, that was your part 2. Actually, I started watching One Piece live action because of you. Oh yeah, see? Shit like that, man. Alistair, Vox, and Valentino's beef is so funny. Yes, it is. And I can't wait to explore that further in Season 2. I didn't get to watch your Wild Robot reaction, but I will when it gets back. Hell yes. Ranked what if? Like the seasons or episodes, or what do we mean here? Oh, I guess this was a retracted statement because you sent another one here. What if season 1 to season 3? I'd go season 1, season 2, season 3. I mean, if we're talking finales though, Season 3's finale is probably my favorite. Speaking of the Odyssey, can't wait for Christopher Nolan's movie next. Yes, I think that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. Do I like burgers? And if you do, what do you like on them? I'm a little bitch, and just ketchup and cheese. I do like burgers, but just ketchup and cheese, maybe occasionally some, well, I'll top it with some bacon if I'm feeling spicy. I'm a pretty basic, you know, pepperoni on my pizza, that's it. Pepperoni and cheese, you know, that. I don't want any vegetables touching my meat. All that kind of stuff, man. Hot dogs, just ketchup. Though I've evolved and I'll do chili now. Ooh, right? By the way, I watched Dune Prophecy and it was pretty good in my opinion. Don't think it's on the same level as the films, but it's still good. I was kind of looking to see how I was going to do for everybody else as well and what the word of mouth around it was, and everybody pretty much echoed the same thing. It was decent. It doesn't, you know, it tries to emulate the films but doesn't quite nail it. And I just don't personally have like an intimate connection to Dune. Like I like the Denis Villeneuve movies, and that's all I've seen. But I'm not like I don't have enough of an infatuation with it to like go into the show in the same way that I would for something Game of Thrones related, if that makes sense. So given everything else that was going on this holiday, I was not about to add another show to the mix. That was a huge part of it as well. I was like, one, I'm not really interested on a personal level, and two, I would like to not, well, that didn't work out the way I'd hoped, not work my ass off this month, and that's kind of been all I've been doing. Speaking of Hunger Games, I apologize in advance, Omni, but once the new Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping book comes out, I'll be excited about it in live streams. Yeah, I like the first films fine enough, the first set. I still haven't seen that prequel that came out. I didn't care enough to like go seek that movie out. So I don't know. I haven't really explored it since that point. The movies were fine. I like the movies fine enough. What's up, Mario Pro Gamer? How are you? What's up, Andrew? How are you? Which of the mini games in the six-legged race episode do you think you would want to take on? See, now we're talking about Squid Game. Look at the pinned comment. But, honestly, Flying Stone. I feel like that's the easiest that we've seen. Well, you would think. What was the, hold on, what were they? I'm trying to remember. For whatever reason, I can't remember the first one. Oh, duh. The jockey. The fucking paper thing. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Maybe that one, but I feel like the Flying Stone would be my main bag. Everything after that would be way up in the air. My day has been crazy so far, that's why I couldn't be here. Sorry about that. Wasn't in your live stream for the past Saturdays. It's just because I had school and then work and then school and then work. Hey, never apologize for it. I ruined an episode of Game of Thrones for myself. I was initially cheapskating by watching parts on YouTube, and when I pulled up one episode, the recommendation spoiled Joffrey's death. Got Max the next day. That'll do it, man. That's the game you play. You know, you could try to watch it that way, but it is so easy to just step on a landmine of spoilers when you're living your life on the edge trying to avoid paying these subscription fees, man. And you're also missing so much, because a lot of the times, my rule of thumb is I'll only show like 25% of the episode in the cut up way that I show it. So if it's 60 minutes long, you'll get 15 minutes of episode maybe. So there's a lot of that left off to the wayside. I like Dr. Phosphorus. I think he's fucking insane. I love it. And I love that we can never see his expression either. You know, we never know what he's feeling or thinking. But my God, is he deadly as all hell. What's my favorite show? That would be The X-Files, Mario. The X-Files. You never know what to expect with One Piece, but what are your expectations heading into Skypiea? I don't know, man. In my head, and I kind of alluded to this in the reactions, like, I don't know why, but like I imagine something akin to Skyward Sword. You know, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, like these islands interconnected and they use these birds to get around, but obviously there's also a floating sea, so I have no fucking clue what to expect. I expect a lot of birds. If we don't have bird people, I might be a little shocked. The show Nautilus is on Prime. It's a British show and is a reimagining of Jules Verne's 1870 novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Okay, interesting. Makes sense with the title being Nautilus now. Dr. Phosphorus is so brutal with his deaths, man. I liked Alexei. Yeah, dude, without a fucking thought, too. Woo! I remember seeing a photo of Michael Kovac and Blake Roman doing the Spider-Man meme pose when they first met, which is funny because they both technically voiced a Spider-Man. That is a good point. I'm wondering if they even put that together themselves. I'm curious if they were doing that on multiple levels, because other than that, it's just like, oh, we're the same character. We can do the Spider-Man meme. I wonder if they acknowledged or was aware of that second level that you mentioned. We've never had an American movie that adapts the entire poem. Heck, we just got the first American movie adaptation at all last month, The Return, which follows the last couple of chapters. I didn't even hear about that movie either. Final season's Game of Thrones should be an indicator that the writing in these shows matter more than the massive budget. Story matters overall. I know. I'm just saying, my main thing is that audiences are going to piss and moan these days if things don't meet. It's either it's one thing or the other, man. You got to take your trade-off, because people talk shit about the quality of the CGI in How to Train Your Dragon, House of the Dragon, when it's barely a step down from Game of Thrones. and almost unnoticeably so unless you're really, really looking at it. But people have complained about the downgrade in quality between the two shows. And so, like, if you stretch that even further, it's like, what's your trade-off gonna be? Personally, I don't care. I would much rather it be a little bit cheaper or shoddier if they focused on the story. I wouldn't care. But I know a lot of people would really kind of not. Yeah, I think the CGI looks great. I think it's above par for sure. It is better than most, but there's those people, man. And I just think as a society as a whole, I feel like on the whole, people will judge a book by how it looks more than how things play out too in the end. But who knows? Seen some theories about Princess Alana being Clayface, but this week's episode proved that wrong, thankfully. I wouldn't even have thought that. Damn. Look at them getting all creative. I forgot until he showed back up that he was in this season, to be honest. So, Christopher Nolan essentially helming the first official movie adaptation of the entire Odyssey. Poem is awesome. Makes me wonder how long it's going to be. Kind of curious about that. What show, if any, did you go into with low expectations, but ended up being really good and surprising? Low expectations. Here's the thing: if I have really low expectations, chances are I'm not gonna start it. But you know, if there's Marvel, right, where you're kind of going along and you're gonna go into it, and you know, or Star Wars, you know, these big tentpole franchises where, you know, you try to keep up with everything, whether you're really excited for it or not, just so you're not behind. And I'm just gonna say, I had real low expectations for both. I was gonna say Echo, but then I remembered I'm literally in the middle of Skeleton Crew at the moment, which I did not expect to like half as much as I did, and I really like it. And same with Echo. I expected it to be trash, just based on all the behind-the-scenes stuff that was flooding out about the show, and I thought it was pretty awesome. Overall, it was pretty good. Pretty damn good. Same with Agatha, man. I didn't expect to like it half as much as I did. The new Night of the Seven Kingdoms series being 6 episodes makes sense because it's based on a series of short stories set in Westeros. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. No Twitch in 4 years! I just followed you over there. There it is! There it is. Apparently for the House of Dragon Season 3 and 4, there will be many, many more battles. Yeah, that should be to be expected, because Season 3 was all about the build-up to the initiation of the war. It was about everybody trying to avoid it. It was about this looming threat and how they were trying their best to weasel out of having to fight. But as we saw by the end of it, that was unsuccessful, and well, the fighting begins, and we left off at the start of that war, which makes sense. But as far as a satisfying finale, it does leave a little bit to be desired. But that's a natural for a bridge season, which is why a lot of people don't like bridge seasons. Started watching Doom Patrol for the first time. I only watched 5 episodes in, but really liking it. It's so random. It is indeed insanely random, man. I miss that show so much. I do. And it's with House of Dragon Season 1 ends with them preparing for war. Season 2 ends preparing for war. Season 3 ends finally going to war. But at the end. But at least we had a couple battles here and there sprinkled throughout. Gone back into wrestling this year at WrestleMania. When was the last time you watched wrestling? If I have. I was probably 10. Maybe 8. So it's been a while. Like 28 years ago, probably, was the last time I actively watched wrestling. Poor Flag had to fight Phosphorus, Frank, and Clayface within a span of a couple of days. Yes. I like these streams because we have all different opinions on what we like and dislike, which is perfectly fine. Very, very true. What's up, 10K? How are you? You can be Batman. I've been really digging Creature Commandos. I've been really enjoying it as well. Now, I figured it'd be fine, it'd be enjoyable, it'd be good, but I didn't expect it to be this good, to be honest. I hope Daredevil Born Again will be paced better than some of the other Marvel shows that felt like movies stretched across 8 episodes. I like that they're also approaching these with the seasons idea now, because the problem was you never knew if they were going to go on for anything more, and I like that Kevin Feige's changing his perspective on the shows, at least in his public statements, where they're talking about fostering these characters in these shows and looking at expanding them across multiple seasons for where it makes sense, you know, which would have been the case before anyway, if this came out before the streaming age, you know. We'll see. Love your videos. Been watching since The Flash. Thank you for being here. It means a lot because my dad passed away, and without your videos, I wouldn't have gotten through it. I'm sorry to hear about it. I'm really sorry to hear that about your dad, man. That's to say that's rough is just an understatement. But I'm glad that just kind of getting to hang out and, you know, watch these videos and just kind of share this passion, this love for these things. And you've been here since The Flash, man. I'm pretty sure that's the first show I reacted to here on the channel. It may technically have been Arrow. I think we started with Crisis. I can't remember at this point. So you've been here for the long haul, man. Let's go. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I wish you the best. I definitely do. I like the Bucky and Red Guardian I liked the Bucky and Red Guardian episode. It got me more excited for Thunderbolts. I don't know why I had such a hard time saying that, man. It was fine. Just going to watch Sonic 3 on New Year's and chill. I'm going to go see it again New Year's Day. So I'm excited for that. I still need to find some time to see Nosferatu. I really want to see that. I'm glad I've been hearing good things about it. Jazzy, that was my fun episode. Fan films and reactions are probably what I watch most on YouTube these days. Noise. Still be checking out the House of Dragon Season 3. Let's hope we get to more battles and war. Hold on. Am I making shit up in my head? I am. I just realized my error, the fault. We've only had 2 seasons, and here I was talking about a season 3 that one isn't out yet. And anyway, whoops. For some reason, I thought the last season was a season 3, and I don't know why I thought that. Do I feel like season 2 of One Piece live action can be better than season 1? Knowing it'll only cover up until Drum Island. I always thought they will cover Alabasta and end with episode 130. That would have made sense to me. I don't know. Now that I know, like the layout of stuff, like with season 1, they completed all of East Blue, which is insane considering how many episodes that was. But stopping at Drum Island feels like such a weird stopping point. Obviously, a lot happens between the end of East Blue and there. It's like season 2 and 3 are going to be a part 1 and part 2 of the Alabasta arc, which is interesting. Because, I mean, it is a chunky arc. And complex. It's way more complex than the East Blue section, so I guess that makes sense, but it's just it's still a weird stopping point, I think. But who knows? We'll see. Will it be as satisfying of a stop? I don't know. And they're still casting, and they still announced that, you know, people from, well, after that arc will be in the show in season 2, so obviously they're going to be mixing and matching certain things, so we'll just have to wait and see what kind of Frankenstein's monster we get. I mean, they did the very same thing with season 1, and it turned out pretty damn good. And still, like I said, I'll still say it. I think even in the live action, they made some decisions and executed some things I think better than the anime did. And vice versa, obviously. Fun fact, Bright Bill was voiced by Kit Connor, who was one of the main characters in Heartstopper, which I did not pick up on because of the American accent he was doing. So I just found this out here recently, because I'm going to be watching it in February, is that this is a British show, Heartstopper? I did not know that. Yeah, I was not aware of this fact. So I didn't know that. All these damn British people coming in here taking all of our American jobs. Damn you, Tom Holland. I was nervous thinking Clayface might hurt that kitten. I was too, man. I was too. I got real nervous about that. Joseph Blanco, what's up? What are my most anticipated TV shows or movies of 2025? Helluva Boss, if it comes out in 2025. Hazbin Hotel, if it comes out in 2025. Superman, for movies. And Daredevil Born Again, another show. Definitely those. Definitely those. There's probably some other stuff I'm not thinking about, but hell, I guess technically Severance Season 2, which will be in just a couple of weeks. Same with Cobra Kai. Imagine we had to wait 3 years for Squid Game Season 3. Thank God it's only 9 months or so until Season 3. So true. Especially considering the creator just wants to never look at it ever again. God, that comment I saw from him was hilarious. Also can't wait for live action Bellamy / Blackbeard interaction with Luffy. Hell yeah, dude. I can't wait to see how they do that with the 151 moment. A bit off topic comment, but when Amazon acquired MGM, I was excited to see a continuation or soft reboot of the Stargate franchise, but 2.5 years on, there's been no word on it. Did they announce it? Or was that just an assumption that they would make something? Despite the franchise being popular and would be a flagship for Amazon, I actually think they should probably leave it be at this point. Kind of sad, really. Yeah, I get that. The desire to pick something up that's really close to you, but then the idea that, well, maybe it'd be better if they don't touch it, you know? It's always a catch-22 kind of thing. I like how we're getting a Game of Thrones universe show each year starting in 2025. Really? I didn't even make that realization. I was actually kind of looking forward to the promise that was that Jon Snow sequel show. Because if done well, they could have retroactively fixed the Battle of Winterfell problem. You know, if they got creative with it. But I guess we're just not going to do that because they said they couldn't come up with a good enough story. Or a story at all to tell, which is disappointing. What's up, Prozor? How are you? I acknowledged your statement earlier. I've been asked silly questions for streams, so my question is, do you like cheeseburgers? And if you do, what you like on them? I think, was this a repeat question? It may have been a repeat question, because I answered that earlier. Or maybe there was a typo and you retracted it and it didn't clear out of StreamYard, which happens a lot. Although only 3 of the short stories Knights of the Seven Kingdoms based on is published, they only have 3 seasons worth of material to adapt until they surpass it. Interesting. I'm surprised Ego wasn't after Howard and Darcy's child as well, joining the marathon run with him. Ego would only be interested if it was his seed. That's the only thing he cares about. There's another one. Repeated again. Who do you think is going to die in Stranger Things Season 5? And will the show have a good finale rather than the other shows completely fumbled themselves? I think they're going to bring it home, man. I don't think there's been a bad season of the show. And I guess it's storming. I just heard a fucking big old boom of thunder. I trust the Duffer Brothers, man. I think they're going to bring it home. I think the only thing that's going to hamper this is going to be the real world stuff going around with some of the actors. But for me, I look at it for the characters, the story itself, and I leave as much of that off of the table as possible. So I'm just here for the story, man. Even if some of these people have opinions and beliefs that I do not share. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Hardy, Toby, Tom. Hey, Andrew, want to hear a joke? Andrew Short, Toby, Trevor, Trilogy. Don't get it, hardly exactly. Rude. Rude. Burger time, burger time, burger time. Yes, indeed. Would I try the Krabby Patty? Depends on if it's made with crab, because I can't eat it. We don't know what kind of meat that is, do we? I would love it. Do you have any theories about Helluva Boss Season 3? Honestly, no. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Other than I think Stolas is going to be a staple of Imp now. And I think maybe he will stay the secretary, or maybe he'll join the jobs. Eventually, I think Blitz is going to help him, and I think maybe they might even help each other remedy their relationships. You know, Blitz still needs to figure out how to confront Barbie. Now Stolas has to figure out how to confront Octavia, and I think they're going to help each other navigate that. Obviously, the whole Via thing, I think that's going to be a longer arc. You know, this is only a 4-season show, so they have it mapped out. They know how it ends, which is depressing because it just means that there's an end on the horizon, and that's true of every show, man. But I'm just very curious what the next section's going to be. What's up, Jason? I've never seen it spelled that way. But what's up, Jason? Do you spend your days making videos, or you have a job? I have a 9-to-5, but I work from home, so that helps. So sometimes if I have time away from work, I can work on videos during my shift. So I get to do that sometimes. So it does help a little bit, but I do both. I try to do both. And it gets a little overwhelming. I have a 9-to-5, well, technically 9-to-6, because it's a 9-hour day with an hour break. But every Monday through Friday, and I'm on call every other 5th weekend. Right now, we rotate every 5th week, because we're down one of our overnight people. Yeah, I juggle that with this, which is why I'm so fucking exhausted all the time. Krabby Patty is probably wet. It is definitely probably wet. That's true. Look more like Crappy Patty. I've evolved to care more for Witcher lore than Game of Thrones lore. However, the Witcher show was worse than Game of Thrones season 7 and 8. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is I know you're a musical lover, and I can damn near guarantee you'll love Epic. So good, man. Gets me teary-eyed every time I do a listen through. I'll have to check it out. You gotta react to She-Ra. Maybe one day. Do finally have a gateway into that universe with Masters of the Universe, Revelations and Revolutions. I'd only watched the original He-Man just kind of in passing. I was never like, that was my go-to show or anything like that. But I've seen some episodes when I was a kid. But I was never like a Masters, a Motu head or whatever you would say. So I never really got into She-Ra either. But I know a lot of people really like this this more recent She-Ra series. After Cobra Kai final season, 95% chances there will be a prequel series about the life of Mr. Miyagi. I think there is one. I think there's 100% chance we're gonna get a prequel series of Miyagi. They're already talking about they have multiple sequel or spin-off shows that they're working on. So we are not going to be without Karate Kid content in the future, despite this. But it just makes me wonder what they will be. I think that one's the easiest sell, considering we got that dream sequence. And we're still exploring that. We still haven't resolved that at all. George R. R. Martin apparently wanted 13 seasons of Game of Thrones, but D&D wanted to go to Star Wars. Look how that turned out. Yeah, he that's how much he thought they needed to properly adapt everything. While I think with what they were trying to do, I think 10 probably would have been a safe bet. But yeah, they wanted to rush right the hell out of there. And rush they did, because those last 2 seasons were breakneck. And season 8 to the point so where people were just making decisions that did not make any sense in their wisdom. And while season 8, like I've said before, like I wholly expected a lot of the things that happened to have been the things that happened. Because I felt like a lot of that was getting set up. But it's like we missed the how we get there. So like when the things happen, it feels so jarring. Because we didn't have the build up to it. Like, what happened with Danny? I expected that to eventually happen. But how it happened, and how quickly it happened, made no sense. Oh my god, don't get me started on the Euron Greyjoy and the other, oh my god, all that shit. Anyway, fucking, dude, everybody unlocked fast travel those last 2 seasons too. Have I seen any Teen Titans Go episodes? I've seen like a handful of episodes. I've seen the Teen Titans Go to the movies, and I've seen Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans, and I've maybe only seen like 1 or 2 of the actual episodes. Dr. Phosphorus episode is going to be crazy. That's what I'm really looking forward to. The one centered around him. I stopped reading the Game of Thrones books when I realized we might never get the ending. I'm still trying to have faith, but it's been 15 years. Especially since he made this comment just like 2 or 3 weeks ago where he was like, you know what? Let's be real. I'm probably not going to finish the book. I was like, dude, just finish the book. Like, oh my god, he keeps taking on all these other projects when he can just finish the book. Like, he's choosing not to finish the book. I mean, as a writer, maybe he's hit a roadblock, a writing block, and he doesn't know what to do at the moment, and sometimes you need to distract yourself and give your time away from it. Or he's just lost motivation. I understand that. It sucks, but fuck. I mean, realistically, it might end up being one of his kids that ends up finishing it. Because his health isn't the greatest either. And he's also up there in age. Talked about that earlier. I'm half an hour behind, aren't I? Haven't watched House of the Dragon. Is it worth it? I think it's good. I think it's enjoyable. Especially for somebody that was really not wanting more Game of Thrones content after Season 8. Especially considering it's a prequel, so you know where everything eventually leads to, no matter how distant it is. I've enjoyed the ride. Favorite comedy movie? I don't know, man. Probably Rush Hour or Rush Hour 2. Is there anything else I would put up there? Those are my favorite. Those are 2 of my favorite comedies. I would say. Absolutely love and adoring Skeleton Crew. Neil is too cute for words. Neil is the GOAT. Neil is the GOAT. Am I a fan of Roblox? Not in the slightest. I've only played... I think I've even played it. What Marvel show or movie do I hate? I don't hate any of the shows. But my least favorite Marvel show, up until this point, might be... I don't know, man. I've not disliked any of them. But, like, I mean, if I had to pick one that I like the least... I don't know. That's a tough one. Because they all kind of have some moments here and there. Like, if we're purely talking live action, maybe... I don't even remember what all have we seen. This is why we fall behind on these things. MCU shows. Oh, Secret Invasion. Sorry, I forgot that show existed. Hands down, Secret Invasion. Movie. My least favorite Marvel movie is probably The Marvels. Probably super late, but just had to say handsome with a new haircut. Well, thank you, the Maximoff Anomaly. I appreciate that a lot. At least Mastermind had a way better court scene than Joker 2 scenes with Joaquin Phoenix randomly singing in his imagination. But we all know Bryce Pinkham is more superior. So true, man. I mean, that's his thing. His thing is singing. See, fans get mad about adaptations like The Last of Us. Mindset is that if you want The Last of Us show to be exactly like the games, go play the games. However, if it's not written well, I'll be honest. I mean, yeah. No, you're true. I mean, I do. I'm one of those people that I would prefer it to just be as close of a one-to-one as possible. That's me. But my main hang-up is like after the first 2 episodes, the infected are an afterthought. And it really feels like the world barely exists. That was my main criticism, that there was just almost a too much of a focus on the character journey. But that's the only thing here. Is that You Will Be Okay playing in the background? It is. Just finished your reaction to episode 4, season 2. That dream he had freaked me out. Like, I thought that was the real deal. Likewise. Until the tell. Be back. Need to feed my cats. Hell yeah. Squid Game. I know what you're talking about. Look at the pinned comment, bud. Yeah, dude. Thankfully, that's vague as all hell. But yeah, we need to stop talking about Squid Game. Christopher Nolan question for everybody. What non-Batman Christopher Nolan directed movie would you want to get a sequel? I'm torn between Interstellar, Inception, and Tenet. What would I want? Probably Inception, I think. I think Inception is a cool idea you could piggyback off of. I have low expectations for Daredevil, but I can change my mind after I see it. Based on everything we're reading now and all the people they've shuffled in and how committed they seem to be for not disappointing everything, considering they completely reworked the show to make it a sequel to the Netflix show. And they brought back a lot of the people from the writing staff, the choreography, and all the other stuff from the show too. I think I've got decent expectations for it. I definitely don't have low expectations for it, which means I can be disappointed though. How was Helluva Boss for you? Fucking amazing. It's easily one of my favorite things ever at this point, and I've spent way too much money on everything that Viv has been creating. More hype for Peacemaker Season 2 than Ironheart. Oh, yeah, 100%. I have some hope for Daredevil, solely because of Charlie Cox. That's fair. You're like a good friend on YouTube, because we're all into DC and Marvel. Hell yeah. I think it makes sense to split Alabasta Saga, because too many things happen, and it won't be as good if they try to fit it all in 8 episodes. Might not be possible to have a main bad guy. I mean, I get that. I get that, though. It makes sense, but I think, like, for consumers, like, ending a Drum Island is going to be a little weird. I don't know how we do that, because there's not, like, a main conflict that happens there. Except with Warple. But that's kind of it. So, I don't know. Have I watched Hazbin Hotel? Duh. Hell yeah, I have. My biggest videos ever on this channel. I wouldn't be watching Helluva Boss if I didn't. That's what got me into it. I started playing Witcher 1 with my mouse on PC, and it's not a bad game. It's not as bad gameplay-wise as I thought it would be for its time. That's good to hear. I think Kevin Feige didn't plan on doing many Disney Plus shows, but when Bob Iger took over and gave Feige a mandate to set the water hose to full blast, he didn't really see the point in arguing. Makes sense. What are you more excited for, Season 3 of Helluva Boss or Season 2 of Hazbin Hotel? Probably Helluva Boss, to be honest. I don't know, man. Like, the way Helluva Boss ended, like, Stolitz has reached his conclusion. So now I'm just kind of like, okay, well, we ended this major story arc these last 2 seasons. So now I'm just aloof as to what is going to happen next, like where we're going next. At least with Season 2 of Hazbin Hotel, we have an idea. Like, we were building up to this conflict. And, like, we're getting these little teases and stuff like that. So, like, I go back and forth, you know. Before Sinsmas, I probably would have said Helluva Boss. But now I'm like, yeah, maybe Hazbin. Maybe I'm ready for some more Hazbin after that, because our boys are together now, at least. So that I feel a little content in. So I don't know. I wonder when Rick Flag... That might change, by the way. I wonder when Rick Flag will figure out that Waller had something to do with his son. I'm curious if he's going to find that out as well. I hope so. That was all done on her orders. He was trying to do the right thing, too. That revelation is good to be good. Gotta get my snacks ready for that. Am I single? No, I am not. As soon as 2025 starts, my first words will be GTA 6 where? Who knows? Clayface technically did hurt the kitten emotionally by calling him an idiot. Fair enough. Hit him with that psychic damage. When Phase 4 was announced in 2019, they were planned on doing 4 shows over 2 years, and when everything got delayed due to COVID, all these shows got put out in 1 year and really oversaturated the market. That they did, man. That they did. The issue with a continuation of Stargate is that Brad, the writer of the original show, I think pitched the idea to Amazon and has since heard nothing from the studio, etc. Quite frankly, neither I or many other Stargate fans trust Amazon to do the show justice in any capacity without the original executive producer Brad being made part of it. Fair enough. Yeah, never having the original people behind it or involved in any way, shape, or form always gives me pause. I'll never watch the American remake of Squid Game. Wait, there's going to be an American Squid Game? Yep, David Lynch is heading an American... It's not even a remake, right? I don't think. I think it's meant to be... Because we know that because of this entanglement, and this isn't Season 2 related, we learned this in Season 1, that multiple countries host their own games. So my understanding, and it could just be me assuming, is that it's going to be themed in America. It's going to be a similar game, still canon to the overall world, but it's just set in the States. If it's like a remake, and it's not like that, yeah, I'll be a little iffy on it, but I'll at least give it a chance. Apparently, they might be doing an Arya sequel show one day. That's always kind of been a rumor. But I don't know if they've been talking about that again here recently. I wouldn't be against that. Her traveling the world, seeing all these lands that aren't really explored all too much. We're doing a rewatch of Stranger Things in the new year to get ready for the new season. I'll just be watching reactions. I don't think I'll have time to sit down and actually watch all of Stranger Things again. It's still pretty fresh in my mind, dude. Even now, I feel like. The only Game of Thrones story I was interested in was the Dance of Dragons, which they are doing now in House of the Dragon. I think it should stick to the prequels, unless they have a good... I think they need to fix. I think they need some sequel show that can retroactively fix the stank that is going on, especially since House of the Dragon is really centering in on this prophecy thing, to which they fucking ignored and fucked up in the end. Anyway, I've heard that Amazon are considering doing a direct sequel to the Stargate movie, which ignores the TV continuity, but Roland Emmerich apparently told them to go kick rocks. That would be an interesting turn of events. Imagine a possible Arya show that it's revealed that the Night King wasn't real Night King. See, that's what I said. I thought that's something they could do with Jon Snow, is that the Night King that they killed wasn't actually the Night King, but maybe like his general. So then the prophecy still is yet to be fulfilled, and then, or something, just so you could fucking fulfill that Jon Snow shit, because that is the thing I still can't forgive, is what happened there. Of all things, is the way they fucked up the Nightwalker storyline and Jon's storyline. Oh my god, anyway. And she runs into the Night Queen instead, and it's Daenerys reborn. Ooh, that's nasty. That'd be cool. Lurking and cooking, but wanted to make sure to wish everybody Happy New Year. Well, thank you, Beck. I said that, I don't know why, and it made me immediately think of Mysterio. I meant to say Bex, or Becca, but my brain just turned off halfway through that. And now I'm just thinking of Mysterio. So you are now Mysterio, which adds up, because we had that whole Robotka meme for a long time. Now you're just one of his illusion drones. Are you even real? Actually, my name isn't Jason. It's Jasmine. I just made an account years ago with the name Jason and have no idea why I did that, and thought it was funny that people called me Jason, and I kept it. Funny how shit like that just kind of sticks in the end, you know? Or that Jason Earls has pitched a Cobra Kai Kickin' It crossover movie. to Netflix. I don't know how that would work logistically, given Kick It is owned by Disney or whatever. I've never seen that. I think we should not muddy the waters with other properties that are not Karate Kid adjacent. I think we're even pushing the line by having Jackie Chan's Mr. Han involved, but who knows? The quest for greed and money never fails in the end. What's up, Uber? Just got back from Nosferatu. Oh my god, you need to check it out. I really want to. I do indeed. Unrelated to the musical stuff, do you like mechs? Would you want a custom mech made out of Bionicle/Legos? I don't mind mech stuff. Like, I like Power Rangers. I loved Voltron growing up. Like, Power Rangers, I love. Like, the OG stuff. I like some Gundam Wing. I said Gundam Wing. I like some Gundam. My favorite being Gundam Wing, because that's my main one that I came in on. And I've never really liked one as much as that. I enjoy some mech stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm a mech head by any stretch. And Bionicles, I'll just say I'm not into the aesthetic of Bionicles. I'll say that outright. Lego's fun. I do like Legos, though I don't collect them myself. So either or, you know. I would not mind either, though. How do you feel you would have wrote the finale for Game of Thrones? And would we maybe have gotten a sequel series? Oh, we definitely would have got a sequel series. We kind of talked about this a little bit. As far as the finale itself, the Jaime shit. The Jaime shit. That was another thing that pissed me off, is the undoing of all of that. The Jaime Cersei shit. Fuck that. I would have rewrote all the hell out of that. Most of the other stuff, I feel like a lot of it could have been fine. I'm fine with keeping the way it was. Even Bran being king, totally okay with that. I think it makes sense. It's silly because you didn't set it up at all, but it makes sense logistically. You know, the whole, I know it became a meme, it's like, oh, no one's got a better story than Bran the Broken. Which, the point of that is because he literally has become the history of Westeros. It's not necessarily Bran's story that he's talking about, he's the story of this entire continent because he knows it all. And logistically, he knows the histories. He'd be the best to guide it moving forward. But he's literally the literal embodiment of history not repeating itself or not learning from the past because he is the past. It's just they didn't set it up like many things. Anyway, whatever. The problem with D&D is that they merged the book 4 and 5 into one season, and those big books could have been 2 or 3 seasons. I don't even know if that was necessarily an issue. To be fair, I thought the way they adapted books 4 and 5 was better than books 4 and 5. Personally, more interesting at least. Euron is so much better in the books. He's a scary pirate in this. Yes, I'll second that. He's just weird as fuck in this show. Also, my bad, assumed you meant no spoiler talk. Future episodes, didn't mean to. I mean, just no. I just put no talk in general, just because I was like, it invites the potential for rambling. So I just put that, just in general. But if it's vague, I don't really mind that much. But yeah, no specific stuff. Did I like Agent Carter? I've never seen it. I've still not seen it. Watching it with my wife, and man, those early MCU shows had so much flavor. Technically, it's not an MCU show, but anyway, I've not seen it. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man, has been fucking kicking ass. At this point, George said he wants to finish the series, and on top of that, he's choosing to focus on Elden Ring. Yeah, dude. Thoughts on Invisible Season 3? I mean, it's not out yet, so I don't have any thoughts. I haven't watched or looked at anything about Season 3. Personally, would definitely pay to see a Cobra Kai kicking a crossover, given Jason Earls as a 4th degree black belt, and a fight between his character and Johnny would go hard. I don't know anything about kicking it. I'll be real. George R. R. Martin has also has 6 more short story books he wants to do for Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, and the second Fire and Blood book as well. Just finish the main books, man. Just finish it. Fuck it. Somebody else could do that. I'm so happy you're enjoying Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So freaking good, especially the current season you're on. Yeah, man, I did not expect to get as much Ghost Rider as we got, or get him as early as we got. Random thought, but I want to know how much Marvel spent to have Samuel L. Jackson just stand there at Iron Man's funeral, not saying a word. That is a funny little thing to kind of question, right? How much each one of them made to just kind of stand there, especially considering they weren't in a majority of the movie. I get why Secret Invasion wasn't well received, but I have to admit that I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the first half, and then it just lost me in the back half. I also think that it was criminal to cancel Agent Carter after 2 seasons. That show still had much more story to tell. That's how things go, man. It sucks. The way they did Maria in Secret Invasion was wild, man. They had no reason. Both her and why am I blanking on his name? Ben Mendelsohn. Fuck, why can't I remember his name? You know what I mean. Ben Mendelsohn. Why? Both of them needlessly died. How are things going, man? What's up, Patrick? Good. Good overall. Busy as all hell, but good. Also think What If Season 3 was pretty good. Not as good as Season 1, but still good. It was okay. It was okay. Talos, thank you. I knew it was a T, but I could not find it for whatever reason. Last of Us Season 2 will hopefully have more infected. It kind of would, you would think it would kind of have to, considering the story at hand. Well, I mean, to be fair, you would have thought Season 1 would have had to, considering the story at hand. But who knows? I hope so. Have I seen Dragon Ball Daima yet? No, I have not. I've been getting some updates from a buddy of mine that's been keeping up with it, but I haven't had time to watch it myself. What kind of boneheaded fan theory says Todd Phillips' Joker movies are connected to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight and Joker 2's ending was the origin for Heath Ledger's Joker? I mean, that was the idea. Apparently they were meant to do something like that in the first movie, but Christopher Nolan was still with WB and he shot that down real quick. And then after that, all that bullshit, and he left WB, they were like, fuck it, and they put that in there. I mean, that was meant to be the implication, even though nothing else made any sense. Because the inclusion of Harvey at that point completely throws that out, you know? Yeah, I understand the train of thought, but it is kind of silly. It's more of an Easter egg or a nod than anything now. And holy shit, Lily Chan-san, thank you so much for the cats and raccoon budget. I like that you included raccoons, because I did make that comment. I forget what video it was in where I was talking about half my money gets spent on the raccoons because they eat all of the leftovers for the cats. Because it sucks, because you never time when the cats come by outside to eat. And half the time they're at the back door at midnight or in the morning when it's just dark outside and shit like that. And the second they smell that shit, if the cat isn't fast in eating that food, they'll come and just bully them out of the way and eat it. God, thank you so much. Oh, you did not have to do that, but I really, really appreciate that, and I'm sure the cats will as well. Because cat food in this economy, for the amount of cats I have, is disgusting. Thank you so much. The Last of Us did dial it back on the infected because they didn't really have the budget for it. It looks like they're rectifying that in Season 2, though. I hope so. I hope so. They did give us a really huge pop of it in Episode 5, though. I'll give them that. That was insane. That's an insane moment. You couldn't fuck up that moment. I'm glad that they kept that. But there's some other iconic moments from Season 1, or, well, the first game that got cut because of that, which sucks. Do you think Marvel / Disney is doing what is essentially Season 3 of Daredevil, Season 4 of Daredevil? Any hope for them to revive Jessica Jones? I know Kristen Ritter has said that she would like to reprise the role. Oh, I 100% think she's going to be coming back, if not as a cameo. Will they revive her show? I don't know. But I would love a continuation of Jessica Jones, especially with the way it left off. Even if I did think that it did... Like, Season 1 was an 11 out of 10. Season 2... 8, 7-ish. Season 3 was a little bit of a 6 to me. But yeah, I'd still watch more because I love that, especially with what they alluded to at the end. Kingpin wrestles, Daredevil boxing, karate, and Bullseye plays darts. Yep. What new movies have you put into the movie poll? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember some of the recent ones that I've added into the mix, to be honest. As far as like new movies like that have come out recently, a lot of the things that have been suggested aren't recent releases. There haven't been any recent releases added to the poll. Just to think we could get a Fantastic Four trailer in 2 months. That's going to be wild to see, man. Hey, Ginger. Sign up and suggest. I know. I hate the fact that I said that, but maybe I'll put it in there, because sometimes I'll sneak a suggestion in there if I think it should be on the poll. And I just keep forgetting that movie exists. I'm not ready nor prepared for Charlie and Vaggy's sexy song in season 2, knowing how steamy I felt watching Caitlin and Vi making love in a prison cell. Yeah, I'm really curious how steamy it's going to be, but I'm excited for it. Especially considering after all of those seasons, they didn't even kiss until the final episode. We need to spice it up. And maybe that was something from Amazon or something like that, but I don't know. What's up, Ivy? How are you doing? Am I a Voltron fan? I heard Henry Cavill was going to be part of the live-action movie. I am. Of the original show. I watched the original show growing up. I haven't seen the reboot or the remakes or anything like that since, though. Would you rather have more Jessica Drew? Wait, why did I say Jessica Drew? Jessica Jones or more Luke Cage? I'd rather have more Jessica Jones because I find her story more interesting. Luke Cage, the way it left off, I would be much more interested in like a Heroes for Hire show. So I'd be okay with that. But if you gave me the pick, I would rather continue Jessica Jones. I want all of them to come back. Hell, even Danny Rand is... because I think season 2 was actually a massive improvement on the first season, and where they left off, I was actually kind of curious about where that was going to go. Could Peacemaker season 2 be about Rick Flag going after Peacemaker for killing his son? Hey, that's possible. Oh, and that could be how he finds out. Maybe he won't find out in Creature Commandos. So unless I missed an update, when do you think season 5 of Stranger Things will actually air? I know 2025, but when in 2025 is $1 million question. I'd probably have to say probably closer. If it was me, it may be the summer, but I would put that shit out around Halloween. You know, favorite Cartoon Network show? I don't know. Like, probably Powerpuff Girls or Teen Titans, unless I'm forgetting something, which I very well could have been. We gotta do this other super chat, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, Rent Almor. Love the content, dude. One day I hope to gather enough votes for a Wheel of Time reaction. Hey, keep on keeping on. One of these days. And I'll be honest, like when it first came out, I saw the trailer and I didn't vibe with the trailer whatsoever. That was just me. So that's the main reason why there isn't already a reaction series to that. So one of these days, who knows? I haven't seen anything that's changed my mind on needing to run out and watch it. So, but who knows? I could watch it and be completely changed. Because I ignored most of what was on Apple TV Plus, and some of those are just straight fucking bangers, man. Actually, every one that I've watched has been a banger so far. Speed of Peacemaker, didn't James Gunn say it's going to be set in the DCU in season 2? Yes. Most of the events for season 1 are still canon, except for the Justice League showing up. And maybe even some choice things that tie it to the main universe, but that's the main thing that connects it to the main universe. So it's one of those things where, you know, it's different parallel timelines. So some events are similar while some things are a little slightly different, and that's one of those things. Waller could lie and say she tried to stop Peacemaker from killing his son. That's why I think it makes more sense now that it's been suggested that he's gonna, I think you'll find out from Peacemaker. Because yeah, you're right. You know, who knows? She could gaslight the hell out of him regardless. And I don't know how in Creature Commandos that information would come out. No one there really knows anything about it. The only person that was there for that was Weasel, and he can't talk. I would much rather have a Jon Snow sequel than an Arya sequel. Same. Burp, burp. What was the Game of Thrones show set 100 years after the main show? when all the characters are long dead and we meet new characters. And it's steampunk. I don't know if I'd like that. Happy New Year, that's her, to take place in this. Nope, is all taking place in my Mysterium. Yes, it is. Have I seen the Underworld movies? I have. I don't think I've seen the last one. I've seen the first batch. I don't know if I've seen the final one. I'll say though, they went off the rails. I did not like where they eventually led. While I love the first two, I definitely like the first two a lot. The first one, dude, Kate Beckinsale as Celine. God damn, yeah, I like that first movie a lot. Hi Omni, what's up, Cody? I love the derpy fucking Adam. Speaking of Adam, did you guys see who's going to be in season 2? We keep getting these little nuggets from season 2. This wasn't a leak, though. This was like a happy holidays little gift we got. I won't say if you haven't seen it, you don't want to know. But yeah, especially your Helluva Boss content, I think. I think maybe autocorrect caught you there on the last one. Love your content, especially your Helluva Boss content. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad everybody's taken to it. And it does well, too, so that's always a plus. Might be crazy, but I wanted to see the White Walkers bring winter to King's Landing, and the final battle takes place there. I kind of did, too. I kind of wanted it to reach King's Landing. I really wanted them to really, like, eat it for not backing them, and they had to fall back there. I think that would have been really cool. What's up, Justin? Just talking about to say, hey, nice, warm, rainy day here, Northeast Ohio. Happy New Year's, folks. Yeah, it's surprisingly not that cold, and yes, it is storming right now here. Even, I mean, you guys are just up north from us, just right next door. What do you think of the reboot of Power Rangers 2025? I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I'm just glad because after they did that auction, the thought on the street, the word and the rumor was that they weren't going to be doing anything with Power Rangers, that they were dropping the brand completely and going to be shelving it. Even the future projects that they were teasing. But so hearing about that gives me hope. So I'm open-minded and just glad that they're not owning the rights just to sit on them now. That was my fear, and that was many people's fear when that whole auction went live. What's up, Mike? How are you doing? Sorry, Michael. I don't know. I hated being called Mike for a long time because it made me think of my dad. I'm past that now, but so I don't know. I'm sorry. I just threw that out there without thinking. Just rewatched Sonic 3 yesterday. Really hope we get a Shadow with Knuckles spinoff. I don't know why those two would hang out, but I would not be against it. Daenerys' story made no sense. If they were going to turn her psycho, they needed more development. I fully expected that she would have Jon's baby, then slowly go crazy. Oh yeah. They've been setting up, I think, the entire show for her eventually to become what she's been fighting. You know, there was a taste of that, but I don't know. It was one of those things where I saw her eventually getting there, but the how made no fucking sense. Main complaint about the White Walker story is my brightness on my TV was turned up, and I still couldn't see anything in that final battle. Fair enough, man. I'm bringing that back. Lady Stoneheart, rip. I kind of get them omitting Lady Stoneheart, though I don't know where they're going to go with that in the book. Obviously, there's some more magical elements that are in the book that are omitted from the show, but yeah, I understand why they cut that out, though there are some fun stuff that they could have fucking done with that, but I get it. I got Nightmare Before Christmas Lego, haven't built it yet, but it's so cool. Spiral Hill, the Town Hall, and Jack's Place. Oh, that's awesome, actually. How'd you feel about watching shows like Bridgerton? How would I feel about it? I would feel very apprehensive. That's not my cup of tea generally, at all. But hey, like I said before, if it wins a poll, I'll give it a chance. Agent Carter is as good as the first couple seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but never reaches the heights if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does. Still worth watching. I've heard that I should watch it before the show, before I end Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or before I get to the final season at least, so I'm going to try to make that happen. I'm gonna send you a picture of a mech I made on Instagram to get a better idea of what I mean instead of me sounding like some kind of, I don't know, mech dealer. Oh my god, that's so funny. You're like, oh my god, you're like the Heisenberg of mechs. Because I read that as meth dealer. There's a joke there somewhere. Well, I think that's where I stumbled onto it. I feel like Game of Thrones final season characters were swearing for shock value. There was probably a lot of things like that. I don't know if I picked up on that either. Nah, Agent Carter's an MCU show. It's about Peggy after Steve's death. And even Steve went back in time and stayed there in the Raimi alternate time in the multiverse. Yeah, I'm gonna go with those little googly eyes there at the end who was just trying to, like, gaslight oneself into believing it. Like many people still are. Until it shows up somewhere in one of these MCU things. What If would have been the place to do it. I don't know, man. I'm still not... I'm not going to say it myself. Really should bring back Agent Carter for Season 3 of Cap's Siege of Robbers' return, but now it's too late. Yeah, unfortunately. I'd love a new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., though, like merge with the TVA, Agents of the TVA. Imagine Coulson meeting Loki again. That would be interesting. That would also be really awkward. But that wouldn't work now, because he's kind of, you know, there is no meeting Loki now. Omni, if you had a choice to go to the future, would you go to Superman movie premiere in July to ensure it does well? I mean, there's no way that would help it ensure it does well. But, sure, why not? But if you gave me, like, the ability to leap forward and see something that's not out yet, I'd probably jump ahead and watch Daredevil. Todd Phillips should probably never touch on a respected IP again. Jesus Christ. I don't think it was as bad as people hype it up to be, but it was, I mean, when you're comparing it to the first one, it's just so disappointing. It just wasn't, it had no energy, it had no oomph, it had no momentum. This new Superman movie has to be good to make it top spot of Superman Lois has in my heart. And the fact that it got canceled because of that movie. So it better be good, because we lost a gem for this. Last of Us has so much potential to get possible spin-offs, at least one. That's true. Raccoons, they coming for that food. Yeah, they've come for that broom a couple times too. I went out there, yeah, like a fucking old lady, just just chasing them off away from the cats. Calling it now. The day after George R. R. Martin passes away, shortly after publishes Winds of Winter, Martin's management releases a joint video with none other than Brandon Sanderson, who will be writing Dream of Spring. I don't get that joke, but I'm sure that was meant to be a joke. If there's one show I could recommend to you, Omni, it would be the Yellow Jackets on Prime. Many people have. It is on our poll. I've heard of it a lot. I know people were talking about it a lot up to a point, and then it stopped all of a sudden. They want to eat Omni. They want to. I wanted to ask who's your favorite character on Owl House and Creature Commandos. Mine is King and Dr. Phosphorus. Creature Commandos right now is probably the Bride. And Owl House, yeah, like I mentioned this earlier. It might have been before you came in, but it's Ida right now. And I always wondered, how did you get the name Omni Media? Well, one of my old gamer tags once upon a time, because of one of my favorite games was Final Fantasy VII, still is, and Cloud's final move is Omni Slash. So I had an account that was Omni Slash for a time, and then eventually, you know, have like a Raven theme thing. So I swapped it out, and then I just kind of would put Omni before different things. So I kind of continued that theme when I made this channel, but because we were doing reactions, and I didn't want it to be limited to a specific thing. So I went with Omni Media because Omni means all. So all media. So I didn't have a limitation, even if I have kind of put myself in a little bit of a box. Anyway, that's the gist of it. Who's your favorite character in Creature Commandos? Actually, I'll just answer that. Somebody just asked that. Twisters, can't wait for Cobra Kai Part 3. Likewise. Like Sanderson is collecting other fantasy series, like him finishing the Thanos is collecting Infinity Stones.
finishing half the universe. So I guess this person's just been cleaning up other shit. I'm not familiar with a lot of authors, and so I've heard that name. I don't know what they've done. I'd argue Joker 2 failed because Phoenix apparently rewrote scenes in the Joker, albeit with the director, but that's still not a good idea for the reactor to rewrite the scenes. Rewriting a scene is very different from rewriting the entire point of the film. I don't know if he had that much of a pull. But then again, Todd Phillips said the entire reason the sequel even exists is because of Joaquin Phoenix. So it's probably their joint brainchild. I need Jessica and Luke to come back. They are one of the best couples in Marvel Comics. Hell yeah. Add Anora to the poll. I keep needing to remember to do that. Another one. Another one! I'm on the edge of my seat for Severance Season 2. Dude, I cannot wait, especially after that fucking heart-wrenching cliffhanger. I have class and club meeting on my birthday in January and a party at the same week. Hell yeah, man. Severance Season 2 hype. Hell yeah. Cannot wait, man. We will be reacting to that real time. The first time we're watching one of these Apple TV shows in real time. Well, no, that's not true. Monarch. We react to the Monarch in real time. Squid Game Season 2 was mid. Okay. I think it's... I mean, I'm only 4 episodes in, so far, I think it's fucking firing. But who knows? It could drop the ball, for all I know. Season 3 for Wheel of Time coming March 13th. Hope it will hit the zeitgeist hard. All right, Omni, I need Danny Rand back, especially how it left off with him and Ward together as a duo. Exactly, right? I wouldn't know where the fuck that was going. Understand why they released Season 3 in July, but I don't know why they haven't switched back to Halloween for Stranger Things releases. Yeah, the last season, like the summer season made sense. But it's a spooky show. Do spooky stuff on Spooky Month. I expect Brandon Sanderson to take over Kingkiller Chronicles, given Roth was caught in a hot mic admitting he is never going to finish the main series and just do novellas to milk money from fans. Oof. Can't remember if you knew this, but before in the Hazbin pilot, you can see the old character designs for Blitz, Luna, and Visago. I've heard that. I've never actually I've seen stills. I've never actually gone back to notice. No, Blitz I noticed. There was a proto Blitz and a proto Moxie in the pilot. I do remember seeing them. And their original designs are in the little art book that I got from Viv when I was at Level Up. They have some of those in there, but I know Visago was in there, but I didn't remember that. I didn't know to look for him at the time, and I don't think that I caught the Luna one. I'll have to go look at that again. So Jenna Coleman has recently confirmed that she'll be in Season 2 of The Sandman. I think that was already confirmed a while back, though. It's also been confirmed to have 12 episodes for the second season. I just wish they'd announce an actual release date. Dude, I cannot wait for Sandman. I cannot wait. The first season is fucking masterpiece. Love the content, dude. Keep it up. Good work. Thank you so much. How do you decide what to add to the show/movie list on your Patreon? The patrons suggest it. Every month for the movie list, I put up a post and I'll accept new suggestions. Honestly, I should probably stop so we can whittle the list down. But yeah, I just open up the suggestions and then I just have an ongoing list for the shows, because the shows we don't rotate as frequently. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. we're going to be doing for a hot minute. And then for the Bear spot, which Heartstopper is going to be taking the place of in February, that's for episodes, those are for shows that have less than 52 episodes. Something that is not going to take more than a year. That isn't going to be a multi-year journey to finish. So that I can actually try to whittle through some of these shows. But it's just suggestions. And I added to a running poll, or a list. So you had a part 2 to this. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's just a continuation of that. Underworld Rise of the Lycans is the best Underworld movie in my opinion. Yeah, I really liked Rise of the Lycans. It was really fucking good, comparatively. Especially compared to the sequels. My hope is we get more Star Wars shows and movies set away from the Skywalker saga. I kind of do as well. I have no predictions for Rings of Power Season 3. I mean, the only things I have predictions for are the things that I already know from the lore, but that's still not a lot. Do you think Millie would keep the baby? Nah. Knowing Viv and some things she's been very vocal about, I wholly expect, I almost 100% expect Millie to not keep the baby, and that they're going to explore that, which, knowing the show, I mean, that's going to be a heavy thing to tackle, but knowing Viv, I think that's what they're going to do. That's my guess. That's my one prediction for moving forward, because I forgot about that. Somebody asked me about my prediction for Season 3. I'll throw that up there. What are the chances we get a sci-fi fantasy superhero show that is an original thought versus a reboot of a reboot? We've had a couple of those in recent history, and they have all massively not done well. So who knows? Always a possibility. If you watch Agent of Carter, watch it before the final season of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hey, what's up, Ronan? How are you doing? George said the brand will be king in the books. Yeah, I do remember him saying that. I also remember him saying that where everybody ends up is where they will end up in the book. That's where he planned on them going. However, how they got there is not necessarily the same, as he's very much so expressed. How would you feel if Robbie is the main MCU Ghost Rider? I'd totally be okay with that. I'm fine with that. Hey man, it's literally on Disney Plus MCU timeline and confirmed, so I don't know. Is it though? Because it was moved off of that at one point. But Feige said nah. I don't know. I'm not gonna look at that now, but I remember it being put with all the Fox shit. So, I don't know. Do you have a favorite 80s movie? Mine is a toss-up with Better Off Dead and Real Genius. Probably 80s. 80s. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously there's Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi that I can throw out. I don't know. It's a tough one. Like, I love all the Aliens films. A lot of them were 80s. Obviously, the Indiana Jones original trilogy, Back to the Future. Back to the Future was 80s, right? Yes. Oh yeah, there's some really good gems. I don't know if I could pick a sole favorite though. What's up, Nether? Enjoying What If Season 3? It was okay. It was alright. How are you enjoying Squid Game Season 2 right now? I love Season 2 much more than the first. That is very counter to somebody saying it was mid earlier. I like it. I think it's a fantastic continuation of where we have been. Just saying, if that's why you aren't watching it, then just not true, because it's a direct sequel to the first Avengers, my guy. Again, a lot of there's inconsistencies. There's continuity errors all throughout it because of what the MCU has done. And as we have learned, parallel timelines mean similar but different. Like, just because it piggybacks off of the Avengers, so do a lot of the what if stories that we followed. Don't be difficult. You know that doesn't matter at all. What if the Game of Thrones book is taking long because George is rewriting to make someone else the king after seeing the backlash Brand got? I don't think he's one to do that. He's talked about that before, about changing the story when you have set things up and he criticized them for doing that. He was very vocal about them betraying their own narrative. So, I don't think he'll change that. Never watched Game of Thrones, but seeing clips from the last table read, you can see the actors were just done with the show at that point. They didn't seem to have any connection to anything going on. Well, especially the actor for Varys. Oh, he was pissed. And he's admitted he was pissed about what happened there. And yeah, I mean, they were so burned out. But then you have, like, the realization that they quit. Because I know, like, Kit Harington had to go to therapy because he was, like, so torn up about how to reassociate with life after the show. At the end of What If, I imagine Ghost Rider on a horse looking like the Headless Horseman. But didn't we see him as a samurai? It was a samurai Ghost Rider. Still badass, still on a horse. Though the actress playing Abby is and will be doing okay once season 2 comes out. Same. Imagine Andrelphus shouting, "What did I just tell you, Visago?" right after he shouted, Kintalo, baby. Okay. I wish they had written Dario to come back. I still wonder if he got that news about what happened to her. How sad if he is still waiting for her to come back. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Do you think Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars will be good? I mean, I hope so. I hope so. Honestly, after watching Agent Carter, it made Captain Carter slightly more tolerable. In the slightest, tiny bit. I don't understand why people have such a problem with Captain Carter. Brandon Sanderson is a prolific fantasy writer. The dude is known for putting out like 3 or 4 books a year. A while back, he was chosen to finish the Wheel of Time book series when its author passed. Okay, let's see. What did you think of Lady Gaga's Harley Lee Quinzel? I thought she was fine, underutilized, but she's great. She's fantastic. I think she's a great actress and one of my favorite musical artists. But definitely underutilized. I have 2 cats named after the Hunger Games characters. Nice. I wonder if we're going to be seeing Sharon Carter in Thunderbolts. We haven't seen her in a minute. Yeah, I wonder when she's going to pop back up. I mean, that would make sense, but who knows, man? Who knows? Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend and 2024. See you all in the new year. Happy New Year to you, and be safe and enjoy the rest of the week and the rest of your weekend. Todd Phillips messed up The Hangover too. I think it just can't do. I just think he can't do sequels, to be honest. Yeah, the Hangover sequels weren't great. Least favorite horror movie, The Turning. That thing was straight boring ass garbage. From Google, and Mike Flanagan did a much fucking better version of that. From Google. Phoenix's input into Phoenix Wood Challenge series. He would sometimes throw out a script, gather with Gaga and the director Todd Phillips in his trailer and rewrite scenes. Okay, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Have you ever heard of Fraggle Rock? I've heard of it. I've never seen it. My point is purely that Todd seems to have let Phoenix have a decent amount of input, which makes him seem unsure of his own ability to write or direct films. I think based on what he said, and who knows, it could just be him deflecting, but he said he was only excited about the idea because of Joaquin, and they wanted to work together. So it was the only reason, because he was very adamant at one point about not doing a sequel, and then it made all that money, and then I think he said the only reason it happened is because of Joaquin and his idea. So who knows? I mean, you're not going to believe this. I just bumped into Jeff Johns at one of my LCBSs. Well, that's wild. Hell yeah. I've never had like just a random encounter like that. The closest thing I've had to randomly bumping into somebody was I bumped into the actor that played the car wash guy in Breaking Bad. He was on when I was flying to Albuquerque. He was just on my flight. Bogdan. I forget the actor's name, but I got a photo with him at the airport. I did that. But yeah, that was it. My buddy of mine, though, he's a teacher. He took his class on a field trip to New York, and just walking on the street as they were touring, they ran into Kevin Smith, the bastard. I had to pay to go see that guy. In case you forget what happened in season 1 of Squid Game, Brandon Rogers reposted a great recap of it recently.
Oh yeah, I saw that pop up on my feed. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Season 2 of Sandman out next year. I think it's supposed to be out next year. I think it's on their 2020. Yeah. They did an announcement video for their 2025 slate. It should be coming out sometime in 2025. If you had to pick, who do you think is the best singer in Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel? I would have to go with Jeremy Jordan. I think, like, I loved him and his singing and all that stuff from The Flash and from Arrow and all that and Supergirl. And I think, obviously, Lucifer's my favorite character, and that's part of it too. But I think he's personally, I would go with him.
Sorry, Alex. I don't think you watch my live streams, so I love you, bud. But I don't know. I'd probably have to go with, because his voice is just so soothing and angelic to me, man. I love listening to Jeremy Jordan sing. Brandon Sanderson has multiple books, a series of which are set in single universes known as Cosmere. Never heard of that. His two biggest series are Mistborn and the Stormlight Archive. Stormlight sounds familiar, though. Do you hear what the plot for He-Man movie is going to be about? I don't know if I'm digging it after reading it. No, I haven't heard what the supposed plot for this He-Man movie is going to be. How many seasons of South Park have I seen? I've seen everything up until the I haven't seen... I stopped because I haven't watched yet the sequel to the COVID special. I watched the first COVID special. I haven't watched the second one or any of the other specials that came out after it. I think Mistborn has 7 novels so far, and other 6 are planned. Stormlight has 5 and 2 novellas, and with 10 novellas planned. Good God, man. Guy's working. In that case, may I suggest a show on Patreon? Especially if you're looking for one less than 52 weeks. The one I am currently thinking of is only 3 seasons and 25 episodes long. Well, what one? I mean, you can tell me, but it will need to be... That's the whole point, man. Like, there's so many things that so many people request, so that's the only... I feel like the only fair way to kind of try to weed out what to do. But Heartstopper's next, so whatever... It won't have a chance until we're done with Heartstopper. Hello there. It's Morbin time. Yes, 85. What's up, Alex TV? I only like your videos on your channel. Is there any advice on going live like this? I've been interested in trying this out as well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in what way? Like, I'll give you some advice. You know, what I'm doing with StreamYard right now, if you're using OBS, I found this out with a little tutorial on YouTube, is like, you don't just make a scene in OBS with a screen capture of StreamYard. Don't go live in StreamYard, because I always find the quality of that iffy. Like, if you got multiple people, it's the best thing for that, at which point I would pay for it. But when you're doing just like a solo thing like this, like if you want to put like the things, like the messages from the chat up on the screen, you could get the free version and then just crop it all, not even crop it all out, do like a green screen effect and just blot out everything. That's how I do that. Outside of that, I don't really have too much else advice except just go live and chat and just talk. I don't know. I'm sorry. It still sounds so vague, but I honestly, I don't really know what else to add to that. But as far as like the comment thing, that's the best little trick that I found. Like if you if you're a little confused on how to do it, I think there's some tutorials on YouTube about how to like key out StreamYard to put it up and stuff, or get just like to put chat messages on here. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. That's just the laziest and the cheapest way I've found to do it. Ever watched Baby Days Out? Never heard of it. I love that movie. I was hoping for a sequel when it got lost in China. No, I have not heard of that one. Just came to the realization The Witcher 3 has over 200 quests, side quests included. Man, I'm glad I started this now when I'm on break from school. Hell yeah, man. What's the best action figure you ever gotten? Mine is Susu Toys Red Hood. It looks like the Red Hood from Titans. It is the only one I could find that looks comic accurate. I don't know. I don't have a lot of action figures these days. I have a lot of statues or static figures. But if I talk about like action figures, my favorite one I probably have that is actionable would probably be my Cloud. I've got the fucking big ass Play Arts Cloud on Fenrir. Not Fenrir. Fenrir is the second motorcycle. That's the Advent Children motorcycle. What's the first one? I forgot what it was called. I blanking on what it's called. Anyway, the original motorcycle. That's probably, I'd say, my favorite action figure. Favorite like statue or in general anything. I'd probably have to go with this Revan statue I got at GameStop is pretty fucking sick. I've got a Hot Toys Sideshow Revan figure on pre-order that comes out later the next year, and I'm excited to get that. Lights up. It was expensive though. I love how the director of What If said that they didn't know about acquiring mutants, blah blah blah, and then had Storm in there. The foosball sticks were just plenty of X-Men, and ending with all the other possibilities like Deadpool kills the MCU. Damn, yeah, that sucks, man. There's so much they could have gone into now, too. As indicated by the outro. All the other possibilities like Deadpool. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Sorry. I think the Cosmere had a total of 25 books, though, and Sanderson has said he utilized 50 planned. Damn, dude. Dude, does he stop? Have you heard anything about X-Men 98 yet? Me? No, I have not heard anything else myself. Have I ever seen JoJo? I've seen like 3 or 4 or 5 episodes of fuck, I don't remember which season it was. It's with shit. It's funny because they're all Jotaro, right? He's got like the blue hat. He's a high schooler, even though he's like 8 feet tall and built like a brick house. He wears like this blue school uniform. They have the stands. I remember that. I think the last episode I saw is like the guy who like messes with paint. That's the last thing I remember. People think Captain Carter is used too much of the time of the episodes we could have. I mean, I guess I get that, but like I said in my stuff, I think she's like especially with the MCU, she's the main iconic. If we're going to have recurring characters, she's the one that makes the most sense to me. Josuke Joestar? No, not that one. No, I was right. It was Jotaro. Jotaro Koju. That's the one. That's the one. I've been watching your new Batman cartoon, and I've been trying to watch your Superman, and I love these videos. Well, hell yeah. I hope you're enjoying the Batman one. I really nailed it. I thought they did a great job with that, and I'm excited for season 2 of that. What if Haley Atwell isn't just playing Peggy Carter in Doomsday and Secret Wars, but also Captain Carter? I mean, I would assume she's more than likely going to be playing a Captain Carter. My ears perked up when you mentioned aliens. My cats are named Ripley and Newt. Oh, I just hear Newt and I just get sad because of the fucking aliens. I'm sorry, Alien 3. Doomsday and Secret Wars will be much bigger than Infinity War and Endgame because they have to juggle not just characters, but also variants of those characters. It's going to be wild to see how they pull all that off. Or if they do. Joker 2 is one of those examples where a sequel is not needed at all, and the fact that Phoenix's absolutely bare-bones musical idea was all they could come up with was wild. Yeah, and the musical number, again, like I mentioned, I'll put out a formal discussion at some point, but I know I keep saying that, but a lot of them didn't move the story at all, which was my main hang-up. A lot of the songs didn't have a push. Like, it told you what he was feeling, but it didn't move the story. It just halted you for a minute until you waited for it to end, and half of them didn't need to go the full song anyway. Toy Toy will be crazy in terms of content in general. Yes. Do you think RDJ will be good as Doctor Doom? It's RDJ. He's fantastic no matter what he does. But we'll see. I mean, it's a Doom variant. I don't think he's going to be our static Doom, but I'm curious to see what they do with that. Who's my favorite singer ever? Cher. How amazing if they brought Grant Gustin to sing in Hazbin. Oh my god, dude, I would die of joy if they brought Grant in. I would love that. If they brought Grant or Jesse L. Martin, yes, I would be so fucking happy. I would say I never want to play a character like the Joker, since hearing Phoenix talk about the fact that he has dreams of himself as Joker and they terrified him. He's a pretty sensitive dude from what I've heard too, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, I don't know, man. You can get in some really bad dark headspaces as an actor, and like I don't lament that at all. Does the adventure tier and Patreon allow people to suggest shows, or would I need one of the other memberships? No. You can throw out suggestions at any tier. You just don't get the watch-alongs and stuff like that. So you can still contribute in the votes and stuff like that. The polls and suggestions and the Q&As, that stuff, you can get at any tier. So, yep. How do you feel about the new Harley Quinn comic that's coming out called Harley Quinn Fantacular? I haven't been keeping up with it, so I don't know. I think it's so stupid. Harley deserves more than that. I'm not aware. Hot toys are expensive, man, but so good. I've gotten 2 so far, and it's my Vex and Vax from Legends of Vox Machina. They were a lot bigger than I expected. Mostly the bases were huge. They don't properly fit on this shelf. I wanted to get the whole crew, the whole Vox Machina crew, but my God, they're like 200 and something a piece. So that's an effort. So I got the twins because I had to, but I don't know. I want the whole group. I hate incomplete things. So that's why I probably shouldn't have even started. But yeah. I feel like DC are constantly giving Harley to writers from all the mediums who are just absolute creeps and just want to view her as a character or vehicle for their weird fetishes. I think that's one of the things I kind of appreciate for the Harley Quinn series. Especially considering it's headed by, mostly women. So I like the Harley Quinn series, but yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's Harley Quinn. She is, unfortunately, one of the hottest DC characters out there. So it's not surprising. But yeah, it does tend to keep happening. That's kind of all they can come up with. If you think they are all Jotaro, you should really check out sometime. Definitely up with One Piece as my top. I mean, I know they're all different, but they're all like the same family, right? Maybe not Jotaro, sorry. They're all Joestars, right? Or something like that. It's like all the same family. My bad. Grammar mistake. I don't remember what was that in reference to. I don't remember. You're awesome, dude. Hope you have a good, happy new year. Thank you, Jordan. Right back at you. Nice Boruto clip as well. I gotta see, is the new chapter out? I don't know if it's out yet. I need to check if it is. Part 3, each part a new generation actually within the Joestar family. Okay, there we go. Yeah, part 3 is the one I started. I don't think anyone has asked this yet today, so how are the cats and the kittens? I think somebody did, but they're great. They're doing really, really good. Brandon Sanderson has announced 2 books for 2023. 2023? Has publicly writing, and he's been revealed at the top that he's been written for. Anyway, guy needs to take a break. Up there with One Piece and a lot of the others. So honestly, it's better pace than OP. Have you saw Hunter x Hunter yet as well? No, I haven't. Hunter x Hunter is it Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter? I've heard it multiple X ways. But I know that came from the Yu Yu creator, wasn't it originally? I love Yu Yu. It's one of my favorites of all time. But I saw that they've been striking a lot of Hunter x Hunter reactors this week. One thing Superman should be worried about is the box office is RDJ showing up in Fantastic Four. That's true. That's true. Do you think that Captain Carter might become Nomad, a character from the old universe who still remember, after Doomsday and Secret Wars trying to find a place for herself? I mean, who knows? That could be interesting. So no, he does not stop. He has stated multiple occasions that he takes writing vacations where he travels with his family to awesome locations and spends the entire time at his typewriter. I've heard of a lot of writers kind of do that. Joaquin Phoenix also played Johnny Cash movie, was good, focused mostly on his drug use versus his incredible career. That's kind of what they do, very behind the music, as that is. What is the background music? It sounds like You Will Be Okay from Helluva. I love Stolas. Well, because it is You Will Be Okay. It's a lo-fi remix of it. Do you think or hope Grant will be the Flash again? I would like it, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. I think we'll probably get a new Flash like we will probably most other characters. I'm late to the Q&A, but would you react to the show Supercell? Ever heard of it? I've heard of it. I have no idea what it is or it's about, and we've been talking about show suggestions and stuff like that. It would have to be put on the poll on Patreon at this point. Plot for a He-Man movie will be Adam as a regular man in the real world. Okay, yep, nope, fuck that. I'm tired of this. Just put us in the world. We don't need this isekai bullshit. I hate it. That is the dumbest Hollywood trope. I hate it. I hate it. It treats the audiences like they're fucking stupid, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We should have evolved beyond this at this point. I hope that's not true. My favorite seeker is Casey Lee Williams. You might have heard of her because she is most well known for Ruby. She has also her own band called OK Goodnight. She recently did a song in the Sonic X Shadow Generations OST. Not familiar. Who's she playing Ruby, by the way? I might at least remember that. When could you see The Last of Us Season 2 premiering? Season 1 premiered on my birthday. I don't know. Summer, spring, maybe? I don't know. I really don't know. Do we know when Harley Quinn Season 5 comes out? January 16th? It's the day before Severance Season 2. Or the same week as Severance Season 2, I think. I think it's like the third week of January. I can't remember the exact day, but it's in January. Yeah. Okay, thank you. 16th. Thought so. The next Naughty Dog game looks interesting, called Intergalactic Heretic Prophecy. I saw the trailer. I need to know what the fuck is going on. I need to see gameplay. What we saw, I don't care. I'm not a huge space, sci-fi, cyberpunk kind of guy. Unless it's like something like Alien, like horror and Dead Space. Bounty hunting, mystery thing. I need to know more. I need to know more. So after Secret Wars, could you see there being absolutely no multiverse at all? The Watchers will soon be out of a job if that's the case. I don't think that. I think just the main continuity is going to get all fucked and rebooted probably. Oh, okay. So I just got a warning that the wind is real bad at the moment, and just to be prepared that we may lose power. I hope not. That sucks. Oh, that would be not great. Especially considering I guess it wouldn't affect me too much because then I could just go to bed. As long as it comes back for me to do some, watch the next episode of Squid Game tonight. You're such a chill guy. Thank you, Alistair Slutty Hip Sway. That's great. Thank you so much. I try. I have my moments. Who do you think would be the perfect Batman? Alan Ritchson or Jensen Ackles? Those are my top two casts. If I had my pick between the two of them, I would probably go with Jensen Ackles. I love Alan Ritchson, dude. Dude's fucking jack. But if I'm looking at them and imagining them in the suit, I might go with Jensen Ackles. Alan Ritchson might be too buff. There's an awesome skit where he's confronted by George R. Martin and asks Sanderson to slow down his output. George R. Martin keeps pulling him away from his laptop. Sanderson takes out his phone and continues typing. Dude, one of my favorite twofers, and this wasn't a parody, It was like one of those actors on actors kind of things, except it was a writer on writer. And it was Stephen King and George R. R. Martin. And he asked George R. R. Martin asked him how he writes so many books in a year. And he just says, I just do it. His whole answer is like, I just write. I mean, hell, Stephen King doesn't put out nonstop like bangers by any means. But I just thought that was fucking hilarious. It's because I just do it, George. That cracked me up. Alderson got the build and how he was in Reacher. I mean, Reacher is kind of the closest you get to a real-world Batman, though he has no qualms killing people. So much for you getting a break between show reviews. I guess you'll just have to go into the next one. Sleep is overrated. Yeah, Joe. I have faith in Naughty Dog delivering after Uncharted and Last of Us. I think they have a good track record, but I need to, I don't know. It's set in a sphere that I'm not always too comfortable with. Not comfortable with, thrilled by. I don't know. Especially it's got this retro 80s kind of vibe to it, which is kind of interesting at least. It sets itself apart a little bit, but I don't know. The space fair Cowboy Bebop. I like Cowboy Bebop. It's another one of those outliers, but I generally don't kind of like that genre. Like Cyberpunk. I don't really enjoy cyberpunk stuff either. Casey didn't voice anybody in Ruby. She was the vocalist for most of the songs there. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind then. I can see universes merging together at the end of Secret Wars. I think there's going to be something like that where the continuity of the main timeline either resets or gets massively amalgamated. Do you think Chris Evans is okay playing Steve Hydra Captain America, a variant if hidden detail with subtle hints at the two movies end in Secret Wars, if he's playing that character? I think we're going to get an evil variant Avengers. We're going to have RDJ as Doom. We'll have him as an evil Cap. We'll probably get some of the other guys as evil versions of their characters. I think we'll probably get something like that. Have a great night and a happy new year, Omni. You as well. You're such a great person. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, and happy early new year right back at you. In the words of a certain angsty ting, I think dumb things are freaking cool and I am free. I don't know. I don't remember what that was a reference to. Have you heard these old shows, but they probably won't win the polls? No Ordinary Family from ABC, The Tomorrow People. I've heard of The Tomorrow People, haven't heard of Ordinary Family. And Touch, have not heard of Touch. Have not heard of those. I just hope Intergalactic has some similar gameplay to Uncharted in terms of the action and locations to explore on the planet. Well, we ended with that shot of her like lunging towards that creature, so what if it ended up being like a Souls-like? Oh, that was an Uzi quote. See, I didn't remember that. I'm sorry. Justin Eccles didn't lie when he said I'm Batman years ago on Supernatural. Manifested the shit out of that if that turns out to be the truth. I really want Tom Cruise to guest star in the Reacher show eventually so we can get a fight scene where Alan Ritchson throws Tom Cruise at someone fastball special style. That would be hilarious. I love the Everything Will Be Okay instrumental. It's a great one, man. It's great. I'm not subscribed to Patreon and I have voted for the next month's movie. How? What? How are you getting around everything, Nick? I mean, if you're a YouTube member, it's a different thing. But I don't think you are that either. How are you gaming the system? Was it Steve, Captain America, Nomad, and Infinity War? He was! He was indeed. I agree with Matt about the show Touch. It is amazing with Kiefer Sutherland, and unfortunately can't find it anywhere to watch anymore. I would love it if Edward Norton returned to Doomsday as Maestro. Well, that would be cool. Have you gotten a chance to play Marvel Rivals yet? It's so fun. I played with Jay and Adam from Previewed. We played, I think we played the day it came out. I was on my way back from Columbus, and Jay was like, hey man, you want to play? I was like, sure. So I was exhausted as all hell, but I came back and played a couple of games with them before I was just too tired to continue. But it was fine. It's fun. It's Overwatch, and I don't like
I don't care for Overwatch. You know, I got burned on that real quick. I played it a lot the first month that came out and then never again. Here's another one, guys. My daughter is into doors. I remember that one. Love your reaction to Squid Game Season 2 so far. Just some extra info. The K-pop idol Thanos didn't do anything inherently wrong. Just did some grass. And Korean fans didn't like that. That's all it was? Damn, that sucks. Are you kidding? I mean, I've never done it, but that seems so, like, innocent. Like, at least whatever. That sucks, though. I meant I am now subscribed. My bad. Okay, you looked like, it made it sound like you were cheating the system. I want Steve to meet Captain Carter. Oh, that. Well, Steve. Our Steve is happily ever after with his Peggy. Are you interested in Thunderbolts? Yeah. I think after the last trailer, I'm actually pretty interested in it. Pretty more interested than I was previously, which is a lot, because I was not really all that excited about it to begin with. But I have reached the end of the chat. We are 46 minutes past our usual stopping time, or at least our general target stopping time. So I'm going to leave it at that. Caleb threw this out here. Chris Hemsworth as a variant Loki with no explanation. He's just Loki. That would be fantastic. He got in trouble because at the time he was serving his 2-year military thing. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense, I guess. Thank you for all your fantastic content this year. Happy New Year, and here's to 2025. Hell yeah, man. 2025's right around the corner. Have a great night, you too, man. Duly subscribed, and my birthday is on Wednesday. Happy early New Year and birthday. Same day. Same day. Nice. Anyway, guys, Happy New Year on the horizon. Again, thank you for the super chats, and thank you for hanging out and spending your weekend with me. And see you in the new year. See you next Saturday. This time. Hopefully nothing comes up and we can actually do it when we intended to do it. But yeah, man. Take it easy. Take care. Enjoy your rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the year, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody.